I like the lens flare. I think it. I think
You
it
know,
adds.
I hate that about things when it's cool, and then when someone on the internet points it out and everyone is like, "Oh yeah," then all of a sudden for some reason it's not cool anymore. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I
no,
totally
even though you're
forgot that I
pointing it
hate that.
out, yeah, doesn't make it not cool anymore.
I do have to like think about things sometimes, where if I like a movie or if I don't like a movie and then I see reviews on it, I'm like I have to kind of hold on to my feelings for it. It's like, no, no, I'm pretty sure it was good, or I'm pretty sure at least this part was good, of it.
I have the same issue before and after movies. Before it, even if it's like a non-spoiler review, just like a general,
Yeah.
I'll hear things, and because we watch movies a little differently, they are glaring when I watch the movie, and I'm like, yeah, but if you freaking didn't tell me that, maybe I wouldn't have like gotten so hung up on it.
Yeah.
You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah. There's a lot of like I would always call that bell ringing. Like once the bell's been rung, you can't unring it, right? You can't unscrew a light bulb type thing, right? So once somebody says it, you're like, oh, now I can't unhear it, and now I'm gonna associate it, and it's like,
Especially when it's like, and it's pretty specific to movies because it's like they're gonna point out like mistakes that
yeah,
aren't like an opinion. It's like a fact. It's like, oh yeah, they did only give this person 8 minutes of screen time, and you were supposed to understand a lot at the end that you just didn't. You know what I mean? It's
right,
like, oh,
yeah,
you're making points that aren't arguable.
yeah,
That's when I get like a little tripped up.
and sometimes like plot holes too, where they're like, here's a big plot hole. It's like, okay. I mean, how many movies have we enjoyed that have humongous plot holes in them? Like these aren't scientific papers that are going to be cited like as fact later on.
And that's my thing. I'm like, life is full of plot holes.
Right. a lot of
I'm like, it's
lot of
amazing when a movie doesn't.
a lot of storylines that go nowhere. Like
Right.
today, I was sitting in traffic on 95 on the way home, um, and like this lady kept fidgeting like in her seat in front of me. Like she was driving an HRV, like a Honda HRV, and she was very fidgety. And I'm like, is something wrong with her or something like that?
Yeah. Did she
And
drop a lit cigarette?
she kept moving her rear view mirror so she wasn't like looking at me, like she kept turning it towards her, and I'm like, oh, I guess she's just doing her hair while we're stuck in traffic. Like we were basically, you know like we were not moving at all. But I think all of a sudden she put it back to me, and she's staring like right at me through the rear view mirror, like just like staring. I'm like, and I know I'm the car behind her, so as a safe driver, she should be looking in my direction, but she was looking into my soul,
Glancing.
and
Yeah.
she started going like this, like she had the mirror up, right? I'll try to turn around. Hold on. She had the mirror up like this, and she started like going like that to me to like wave me back, like. And
Back
the only
off.
thing I could think of was, I'm like, did she think I was too close? Because I wasn't. I'm a graduate from Thompson BMW. Like I can park very close to a car and never hit your car. Like I can follow somebody immediately, because you're also in that team effort of keeping everyone out of your faster lane, where you can't leave the gap big enough or someone will
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Someone will
swerve
snoop.
in and take it.
You're staying with the flow.
I'm staying with the flow, but I'm also keeping up the wall, keeping the guard up, like hold the door,
Oh,
right?
right, right.
So I'm trying to keep everyone out of my special lane, and so I was keeping close to her, and the whole way home, for maybe like at least for like another 20 minutes, she was in front of me, and I was like, is this going to turn into something? Like, where is this going to go? Like, I almost like really want to know. And I was all ready to freak her out because I know all the parking permits in Philadelphia, and her parking permit was a 17, which I knew is Fairmount. So I was just like, if she got out of her car and started yelling at me, I'd be like, well, I don't like, you live in Fairmount. Shouldn't you be used to this or something? And she'd be like, what? Like
Uh,
that. Like, I just thought it would just be a something I
a
could
mind
drop on her
blower.
and be like, how do you know where I
Yes.
live?
Yes, a
So,
mic drop, as the kids used to say 25 years ago.
but it was just plot hole. She just drove off. Nothing. It was just never got to see the end of that plot. I don't know where it went. I don't know if she went home and told someone about it. I don't know if she's on a podcast right now talking about this guy that was following her too close. I hope so.
Right. I think it's because in a movie they always want to get to some sort of resolution.
Yeah.
And when it's like, okay, so we're going to have to skip a lot of steps to get to that resolution in like 2 hours. You
That's the thing.
know,
Like, why are they so? I feel like we're past the point of being restrictive of time for movies. Like, I don't understand the excuse. Like, we have to wrap it up early. No one's going to stick around for a 3 hour movie. It's like, I think lots of people stick around for a 3 hour movie if it's full of goodness and keeps moving.
yeah, I agree, dude. I feel people complain that movies aren't long enough and that are too long. I'm like, time is so
Right.
relevant to a movie. You know, it's like no one is like, I'm going to make this perfect 2 hour movie.
Right.
You're just like, I'm going to tell this story. And at the end, I'll know how long it is.
I
You know,
mean,
like
like,
time is never a thing.
constraints are good, right? Like, constraints can make the story better. If you only have a certain amount of time to fit it in, you might
Mm.
cut things out that make it more
Obstacles or opportunities.
mysterious, right? But
Yeah.
if you've already cut it, if you've cut it down from 5 hours down to three, don't try to make it two. Keep it at three,
Right.
right?
Right.
Now, I will say, I think we need to put, like the old school, um, you know, uh, intermission in the middle, like they do for like the orchestra or plays and stuff, so we can all
Hmm.
pee. I think it's
Yeah.
unfair that.
Let's go out to the kitchen.
Well, also, and also the producers have
Let's
to
go
put
out to
some
the
boring
kitchen.
scene in the middle so that they know everyone can go pee during that scene, where like all the characters are like behind a wall and all the exciting stuff just happened, and there's a lull, and you're like, all right, they're just gonna like talk about stuff and set up a love
The
interest. I'll figure out
troubling
later.
the troubling second act. That's like what everyone that's like always a complaint. If there is a complaint, it's like
Yeah,
the second act drug on a little bit. And it's like, yeah,
I think Ruby just discovered
I do
uh,
feel that.
the third act in movies, and because she was just like, I hate this part, and I was like, what? And she's like, I hate this part where like everyone gets mad at one another. Like it
Oh,
happens in
right.
every movie. Everyone just
The
there's like a
darkest.
misunderstanding or everyone gets mad and then they all resolve it at the end. So why don't they just not do this part? It's like,
Dude, Hannah doesn't get past that in the opening, in the first act, where it's like, where it's ending, where like,
yeah,
oh, there's a problem, there's a conflict.
uh,
Hannah's like, oh, it's too negative.
right, right, right. They're finally in love, but that secret is still there. It's like, oh no, that's gonna come back to get him. Why did he ever do that? So
Yeah.
funny.
So I was trying to think of my vacation because it was like over a month
I
ago,
know. Our vacation.
almost 2 months ago, and it was a great time. Like me and Heather and uh, my kids and Rye's kids really got along like perfectly.
Yeah.
Especially like Hannah and Ella, like Rye's youngest and my oldest. They're only
Right.
like 3 years apart, so they're like it was pretty cool watching. They have like a bunch of similar like what Ella's doing. Hannah is like, oh, it's the coolest thing in the
Right.
world to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like that age. So, but like, dude, my brother and my dad, they are like just a ticking time bomb.
Oh.
Like I was inside and the girls were making me like make them eggs or something, and it was like in the it was like 9 o'clock at night. It was one of those things where like
Right.
people are outside, people are in the kitchen, like kids were doing like a play in the other room,
Right. Right.
and
You're just
Layla and
you have to get protein in somebody, right? Like,
Yeah.
right. That's
All of a sudden Charlie was like, Dad, I'm hungry. I'm like,
right.
yeah, I don't think you've eaten anything of any nutrient value
Right.
all day today.
But you ate that whole
So
bag of bugles. You should be fine,
yeah.
right?
And that caramel crunch boardwalk popcorn crap, a bucket of that.
That's
Yeah,
a
so her and Layla were like, can you make me eggs? So I like made them eggs, and like as I'm just cleaning everything up, I'm hearing just the tones of my dad and my brother, but like they're outside on the balcony with Heather and Jen and Betty, and all I hear is and
It's escalating. It's
I'm
escalating.
trying to look, and Heather's giving me like glances, and I'm like, these two are so weird. They're
Yeah.
such a their relationship to me is so interesting. They set each other off so quickly,
Right.
and it's just fascinating because
I
growing up, my brother and my dad were like thick as thieves.
Well, I
They
feel like
played
that's
every
what it is, though.
sport
I
there
feel like
is.
they're so close to one another. It's like having two racers bump into each other while they're like in a sprint next to each other. Like, I I
It,
I,
it
I still remember like times down the shore. I still remember the one time down the shore where it was me and Rye, and we like, or it was the three of us, and we were all being too loud, and it was like 11 o'clock at night or something like that. Like we were in the kitchen, we were talking, being way too loud, and your dad came down
yeah,
and was like, "Shut up! Like I need to sleep," which completely understand nowadays, right? Like I'd be like, "Shut up, idiots! Go
especially
to sleep."
now. I'm like, you're teenagers. Like, you know how
Right,
to be quiet. You can
right.
control your voice.
Just get on your
Idiots.
iPads. But I remember like he came down and he was like, "Go be quiet and go to bed." And so you're like, "All right," and you went to bed, and then Rye's like, "I'm gonna go pack the car," and I was like, "Well, Rye, um, your dad just said that we should go to bed. I don't think
So that's the
I don't think packing the car is like the right thing to do." He's like, "No, no, he'll wake up, the car will all be packed. He'll feel really good about that, and like this whole being loud at night thing will be forgotten." And it's kind of like, okay, your heart's in the right place, right?
yes,
Like you're trying
always.
to do
He's
something
brash,
good and something that he like. Your logic is sort of there, except for it's missing this giant glaring piece with the fact that
logic,
we can't possibly pack a car in total silence. Like, there's no way to do
quietly.
it. We're putting boogie boards outside. Like, it's just gonna erupt, and it did. It blew up 10 times worse than it was earlier.
Did he try to start doing that?
Yes, yes,
Oh my
and
god.
it got interrupted because how can you? I mean,
Oh yeah, I think I kind of remember like waking up in the middle of that
it's a stretch
explosion.
goal.
Like,
No, it
what is
wasn't even
happening?
that late. It was like 20 minutes later. Like, because there was no buffer. It's not like we waited for a while and then let your dad go to bed and he was asleep and then we woke
Oh,
him
okay.
back up. It was like he's
We got to
like,
do
"Be
this now.
quiet," and then all of a sudden it was even louder than before without talking, right? Which we all know is way more annoying. It's like,
Things were
what's
clanging.
happening down there? Yeah, like we're loading bikes on a car.
Steps. People running up and down the steps.
But Hart
Oh,
was in the right
it was
place. But I always felt like that was kind of their conflict where it's like, "I'm trying to do nice things for you." "Yeah, well, stop doing nice things for me."
this is something you would do if you and your dad were friends. No, like they just I don't know what it is. It's like, my parents didn't even go to college. Like they didn't leave this corner of the world.
Yeah,
And I think my brother gets frustrated with that, you know.
just
That
because they
that
stayed in the same place.
No, just because of the behavior reflects that kind of
Mm,
ignorance of lack of self-awareness maybe. And
okay,
maybe reading the room a bit. I mean, Jen's allergic to dogs, you know, and she's only getting younger. So I'm sure that's not getting better.
right.
And they told us that they weren't going to bring a dog, and Charlie's not great with dogs as it is. She
It adds a
barely likes
wild card.
Mac.
Yeah,
And they told us they weren't bringing her. And then as soon as we like bumped into them and finally met up, they like opened the door and the dog walks out first. I'm like, oh. No, we haven't even hugged hello yet, and you just
yeah,
put a freaking black eye on this whole thing because
right.
that dog is a puppy, also
Yeah, I've met
raised
him.
by senior
Yeah,
citizens. He doesn't stop barking.
no,
He's cute, but he is brutally loud.
Yeah, he's completely untethered.
And it's
Just
one of those things where I can't get angry about it the whole week. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
at no time during this entire vacation can I be like, "Get that mother," like I
right, right,
can't
right,
do that.
right.
So, but I'm fighting the urge to do it 50 times a day.
It's like a covert operation, right? Like you have to find
Your
ways
own
to find the
test.
reprieve. You know,
Yes, dude, the sarcastic comments that I'm making, like under my breath and just to Heather and probably to children, are just really brutal,
I mean, sometimes
especially when like the dog doesn't listen.
when the family's all together like that too, it's just like I still have to find a corner to just go crawl into for like 10 minutes
Yeah,
because it's too
yeah.
many dynamics. It's
And
like
it's too many opinions that
all the
you care
different
about.
conversations, and then if anything else breaks out, like if any sliver of like politics or anything else, just fraction of a tiny atom of it appears within any conversation, I just turn around and I'll just find a closet and I'll just shut myself in the closet. And no one will know where I am. Kelly won't know where I am. Kids won't be able to find me because I'll be in the closet that no one would go into unless they need a grocery bag. I am
Dude,
gone.
I am the same way. I'm like, if I smell it in the air, I'm like, don't I don't have a heart.
No.
Like physically, the heart in my chest will not be able to beat fast enough to keep up with the rage or just the like uncomfortableness. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
Fear, I'm sure.
it's not always like it's not always like rage because I know in my heart I don't want to debate. It's just that I
Right.
don't want the confrontation.
Right. And I think like dads now, when you become a dad, part of that new door that is opened in your brain is also like you sort of have to consider the worst
Yeah.
so that like you're ready for it.
Yeah.
So like when anything kind of negative begins, you're like, oh my God, worst case scenario, you guys are punching each other in the face. Don't start. I'm not going to say it. I won't be a part of it.
It's
You
it's
know,
yeah, everything's
it's
always the
too
worst case.
much.
It's so hard to
You're
come
just trying to
down
keep
from
everyone safe.
just any sort of threat that comes into like your house, any sort of threat just gets brought up. I'm just very
I,
hypersensitive. It's
I get,
nuts.
you know what I'm doing actually? I'm getting away and I'm like Daredevil. I'm like I'm relaxing my senses so I can like pick up on if anything's going to go wrong. Like it's almost like you're taking your eyes away from it and just kind of like hearing the vibe, and like usually it de-escalates like immediately and no
Right.
one's ready to like go to war,
No one's
but
taking
you're
a
just like
vote from the
sitting.
room, right?
You're like tucking. We're basically Batman.
John,
We're
what do
like
you
going back
think?
into the shadows. And if it gets bad, we can jump in and separate and go, no, this will not happen.
Right.
Citizens.
I think I end up more like
That's what it is.
RoboCop in that situation. Like I'm just completely still, similar to Daredevil, but I'm scanning the room and keeping stats of like 98% probability that this person listened to this podcast, 7.6 probability that this person doesn't know what they're talking about. Yeah.
Oh gosh, dude, that's been a weird new thing where it's like, oh, you've only watched the first video about this news story. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you didn't hear like the follow-up thing that like kind of changes the whole story a bit.
Right.
It's so weird. It's so weird. Like this, not to jump off of this, unless you forgot you went on vacation. Where did you guys go?
We went to Houston and then Vermont,
Oh
like
yeah,
right
yeah,
at,
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
very quickly.
Oh,
I
that
wanted
is a
to
zigzag.
I know it was so much. I couldn't believe it because it was also only a week apart. But I wanted to give a tip because this is one of the things that we do now. We start vacations midweek. So we start them on like Wednesdays or Thursdays. One, because it's cheaper and like flights are
Oh yeah.
super cheap, right?
Oh yeah.
And then it's also kind of easier to get places in like the middle of a day on a Wednesday or a Thursday rather than for some reason the middle of the day on a Saturday gets very crazy. And
For some
then
reason.
if we like if we like a certain place, then we can also extend it so it'll go from like Thursday to the following Saturday or something like that. So we did this twice. So we took a vacation from Wednesday to Thursday in Houston, and then the following Thursday to the following Saturday in Vermont. So it was
Did you get
actually,
to see everyone in Houston? Because I know you were
yeah,
going for like a trifecta, like a hat trick, a
yeah.
triple
I mean,
crown.
I got to see Kev for sure.
Yeah.
We didn't get a chance to see like Big Kev and stuff like that, but we saw like we stayed with Kelly's sister and stuff. So it was good. We got around.
It is nice to not share when you get down there.
Yeah. It was fun though, the one thing that we did on both of the vacations was we did a vacation blitz, where as soon as you get to the vacation, you go and do a thing right in the moment of
Like you
arrival.
don't small talk.
You don't small talk.
I like it a
So for
lot.
Houston, we went right from the airport to an Astros game. So we went directly to the stadium and saw a
Holy
game
shit, dude, that's a
immediately.
huge stadium.
It was awesome. And they also hit like 3 home runs, and it was like the train goes and
WrestleMania 17, when Stone Cold joined Vince McMahon, was at that stadium. I think it
oh
was their
really?
first event. It was their
Wow.
first event. Yeah.
It was really cool. It was
That's
weird
awesome.
being in an indoor stadium, like an
Yes,
indoor
it was odd.
baseball stadium that's air conditioned.
I
It's
don't like
like,
it, but I do.
well, I'm sure you know, right? Like if you go to the
Yeah,
Marlins,
but
but
they
it's
never closed the roof. But it's almost like half closed, so I can like I can sense it. But I've been to Tampa, so
yeah,
it is strange. I don't like it. I don't prefer it. I like the
it's
skyline and the
it feels kind of
outfield.
like detached, especially as you climb up. It feels like you're
Mhm.
just up in like an apartment building or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Like
I don't feel like I'm in a baseball place.
yeah, yeah.
I'm just in a
I
big
could feel that.
place.
But it was still nice. It was still nice, and they had like a
Oh
lot of
yeah,
cool
dude,
stuff
that
to like
place is
see.
amazing though. They
Uh,
made it look like a ballpark with a dome. Like they have the brick and in the
yeah,
back, I think, and the
yeah.
windows and
And I
that
bet
those
it looks
cool
cool when
like
it's open too. Like I bet like
yeah.
they
Oh yeah.
it like all retracts back or something. Um, but yeah, so that was really cool. And then for Vermont, we drove 10 hours to get there, and then we got in canoes and paddled 2 miles like through the reservoir to a campsite and camped for 2 nights.
Vacation
So
Blitz.
vacation blitz. We just went straight to vacation blitz. So I liked it because then it feels like you already accomplished some vacation right from the get go, so you don't start having that like sadness fatigue halfway.
Dude, it's a
You know,
great idea.
and you're already tired, so you just
I feel like
finish it.
there's been a few vacations where that has just randomly happened. A few where like you walk into like an event just starting and you kind of just join right in,
Yeah.
and it gives you something to talk about the rest of the vacation usually.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, and no time to think. Like it's like, oh, that drive and or oh, that flight. Like it's just, oh, we're here, and it's like we've been here for a week. So
Right, yes, 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 you feel like more eased in, but it's you're blitzed in.
it was good though, and we toured a like a maple farm in Vermont, and I went down a rabbit hole of investigating whether I can do that.
What do you
Seemed
mean?
like we toured this
Grow a
farm
maple
that,
tree?
yeah, they make like maple syrup, like, and they have all these
Right.
maple trees, and they like walk out and tap them all, and
How
then they
long
have
do
a,
they take to grow, or you can buy one already grown?
these are mature. I think these are mature. I don't know. I think it would probably take like 20 years to get one that you're
Yeah.
gonna get syrup from. Like this is like a, I mean, these guys buy like
Is
a
this a
whole.
lifelong?
They have their farm is like a whole forest, so like
Oh,
there's new ones starting up, but they're probably going to go around and like just tap them, and then some fall.
that would be
But
so cool.
it's like all these like tubes, like all these like kind of like those
Yeah.
plumbing tubes, like going
Faucets.
all through, and then they have a vacuum pump, and then it all goes to the sugar house, and then they have these
Sugar house.
big vats, and they melt it, or they're not melt it, but boil it all down. Just seems like fun, and I could,
It
but
does seem
I
fun.
don't think it's financially viable. So I think you'd still like need to have a job and then do that for like 3 months a year.
Buttersworth has got the market
That's what I
cornered,
was
and
thinking of.
Jemima.
I was thinking of trying to buy the Aunt Jemima name, but then make it with real maple syrup instead of fake maple syrup, and then sell it like it was always intended to be.
And call it Dottie.
Doubt it would go well. Yeah, I really doubt it would go well. They'd be like, "Let's talk to the owner." Hi. Um, so
Yeah, maple syrup, man. Oof.
I think it's going to have a swing though, because I also then listened to a full um, series of all of the maple syrup podcasts, which there's a lot, and I learned a lot. I learned about that they're also tapping into like birch syrup and a few other and different types of maple, but then
Birch beer.
also they're looking for presence of kind of like advertising. So like Canadian maple syrup has done a good job at like advertising itself, and Vermont maple syrup has done a good job
Eh,
at like kind of establishing itself too.
but they have right there Idaho potato.
But they really just need to get into sugar in general, because of the sugars, like corn syrup's horribly processed, right? Like, and it's corn. So it's
Fake.
it's it's just really processed, right? And even cane sugar
Useless.
is
It's a
extremely
belly
processed.
filler.
So the only thing that happens with maple syrup and maple sugar is just that it gets taken out of a tree and boiled, and that's it. Like, it's very
Crazy.
natural.
Wow. That's
So
it.
I was like, it could be like a big boom at some point, so it might be good to get out there. So
It's one of those things that will never go away. It'll just go through like weird statuses, you
yeah,
know.
well, it's pretty unique. I guess it's happened. They used to
It
make it for
is.
like a long time, and now it's like, what I think is what I was thinking was like, I'm like, maybe I could just pair this up with like drone technology. Then I don't have to walk around the forest. I just send drones out. They go out and automatically tap all the trees and run the hoses back to my sugar house. All the stuff's automated, and all that just comes out are little bottles of maple syrup when I'm ready. When I'm ready to have
It
something.
would be it would be amazing to own a forest.
I mean, I was
Even if
looking
there
at
was
it.
nothing going on, just a forest, just a bunch
There
of trees.
there was one place, it was like 500 acres in Vermont, and it was just like forest and creek,
What?
and I was like, this looks awesome.
What? Oh my God. How is that still there? How does that still exist?
There's even bigger
How is
ones.
that not ruined with cement already and plastic?
A lot of it's actually a big part of it's retained by the Von Trapp family. So like the Sound of Music,
Oh, the
like
Von Trapp family.
they have
Sweden.
a land trust. So a lot of like rich people who own land all put their land into the land trust, and then not one person completely owns it. So therefore, it can't be sold and it can't be built upon. So it stays like hiking trails and stuff. And they had a huge, they actually while we were there, they had a huge party right on that hill where it's like the hills are alive. Um, and they had a huge like thing, like a stage with a band, and kids are playing, and
Oh, that's
the
cool.
land trust. It's in the will of the land trust that they have a party for a free party for the community um, once a year. So it's pretty neat.
Hmm.
It was pretty.
Yeah, I
Except for their
went
beer was
to
too expensive there. That was stupid.
I
They have
went
their
to
own brewing
Vermont.
company, and they wanted $12 a can.
Oh, jeez,
It's
Louise.
too much for a 12-ounce can.
It's,
Dollar an
it's
ounce.
it's weird out there. It's
That's too
very
much.
very weird out there with money. But I remember going to Vermont once or twice and always being like, "Gosh, this is like the last really clean place left." Oh yeah, I went for your bachelor party,
Yeah.
but I also went with an ex's family like once or I think two or three times. I can't remember, but enough to be like, this is just God. The stars at night
Oh my gosh. The
are
star the stars
really
at that bachelor party.
insane.
It was like the
It's
Milky Way was
insane.
like, "Hey, what's up?"
It was yeah.
It was like
It was like stars.
yeah, like if there were aliens, we would have
They're
seen them.
touching me. Yeah,
It
right.
was
Right.
it
Yeah.
was it was so easy to see like shooting stars, like meteorites were every couple seconds.
We saw one like, yeah, it was like we saw like 4 or 5 the first night,
It was
and then
nuts.
that chair just completely collapsed underneath me.
Oh yeah, that was right. That was crazy though. That was a big bonfire as people arrived. It was like everyone was arriving to Survival Island or something.
Dude, the fact that Smith hiked that mountain in golf shoes with no socks and that like he doesn't have permanent damage is like a miracle.
That
Like
was
he
pretty
must be
fun.
in really good shape to have been able to do that
He
up
could
and
have
down.
done better barefoot, to be fair. Like if he just went barefoot, he probably could have made it.
It would have been better on his like the back and his like hips.
Yeah, but that was funny. He's like, "Should we wear these?" I'm like, I guess. Seems like an option.
So
You didn't bring
did you go to
sneakers.
did you say you went to Ben and Jerry's or no, did I make that up?
We didn't go to Ben and Jerry's, but we went to this. There's a really pretty lake called Lake Willoughby that's about an
Oh,
hour away from where we were
Willoughby.
staying, and it has
Oh, Lake
they
Willoughby.
in Vermont they have creamies because they make it with maple syrup, and they have to add more cream because the maple syrup is so sweet, and so it makes it like it's kind of like soft serve, but I would say like a bit more dense. And they call them creamies, and they're awesome. So
Holy
good.
monkey.
Maple creamy is just like
That sounds like my head would explode
we
chewing
had
it.
we had we ordered them, and we ordered like kid size, like when you're kind of hesitant to like you don't know what kid size
Yeah.
is in each place. And the
Right.
kid
Yeah.
size was
Right.
like plenty for anybody. Like
Hmm.
it was in like if you just think of an ice cream cone, like a soft serve ice cream cone,
Right. 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 Right.
the
Two
kid size was
scoops.
it. Yeah. The kid size was it. But after we finished it, I was like, the menu goes up to large. I kind of want to know,
I want to see. I want to see.
how is this going to end, right? Like how high can it possibly go? I'm like, if this is
Let's tie up
if
this
this
loose
is the
plot hole.
yeah, right. So if this is the kid, like how big can large go? And so I thought about it for at least 10 minutes, and then I just got up silently, and Bill was even like, oh, he's going to go get the large. And it was insane. It was like this tall, like off the cone. And it wasn't like there was no void in the middle. It was like where they pump it and it goes all the way up, so it's complete, ice cream the whole way up.
Oh my
And it
God.
was awesome. It was
Goodness.
so good. And it was so good to revisit it not 10 minutes after I just had a cone. It's like it's like your brain's like, thank you. But there was no way I could finish it. I passed it around. It was way too
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
But it was awesome.
Yes. Well, and then you guys drove back home?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the driving's half of it, half of the fun. So I came up with a couple games for the kids. One, during this trip, we normally try to find every state license plate, but then
Ah.
we also play a game where you pick 2 digits, and then you get points. Like everybody in the family picks 2 digits. 19, you can pick 9, but it has to be 09, something like that. And then as you see license plates go by, you get points for every time your number has come up.
Oh,
Uh,
geez.
and so it gets really
That's
fun, actually.
intense.
Like it took up like 2 hours of driving, like just the kids
Oh
like,
my
oh my gosh, you're
God.
at 7. Oh my gosh, mom just got double
Oh
because
my
she
God.
picked 22 and I saw 222 on that one.
Yes, that could get
It
crazy.
was pretty fun.
I'm gonna steal that one. Yeah, because I'm always like, oh, I should have like thought of some games to play, and it's like too late. Everybody's already lost their mind
Sometimes that doesn't
because
even
like
work though.
they chatter,
Yeah.
and then it becomes like an argument of reality. It's like, how
Right.
much do I let her believe that? No, unicorns are real. Narwhals and unicorns. They're the two things with the. I'm like, the what? The horn? It's not a horn.
It's a tooth.
It's yeah, I don't know what the hell it is.
It's a tooth.
Um, Oh, is that what it is for a
Yeah,
normal tooth?
it's actually a
Oh, it's
tooth.
like a big long tooth coming out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think
That's
it's like
unfortunate.
coming up like that. Like it's technically a tooth.
And they chomp with it.
They break the ice with
Um,
it. Sorry, I
well,
shouldn't know too much about narwhals, but I go down
no, I
rabbit holes,
think
John. We just talked about
no,
maple syrup for an hour.
no, but dude, we tried to. I tried to explain to Hannah that unicorns aren't real and that narwhals are, and I'm like, but I didn't even know about narwhals until Elf, and
Hmm.
I'm like, I
Hey,
didn't
Mr.
even like
Normal.
pay attention to them. And I kind of even thought in Elf that that was just like a made up one, like just a magic North Pole creature.
I
And
w- I always think about this
it's
though.
strange.
Like when you say um, unicorns aren't real, I always think about, well, if it's not real, then how come when I show you a unicorn, you know what it is,
Oh,
right?
well,
Like on some
because we make
plane,
up things.
but do we?
Dragons.
Like it had to
So
come,
far,
right? Like where did it come from? Where did the idea of it come from? You know what I mean? Like
someone's
as
imagination.
as far as it not being real, it's like it's only not like
Well, it's like
it still
I've
exists.
never seen one.
Okay.
Like a
Like you never
dragon.
seen
Like
one
Heather will be
walking.
like, her
I get that.
dragon. Hannah will be like, her dragon's real. And I'm like, no. And she's like, how do you know? I'm like, I think it would be impossible for them to fly. Like, they're just too heavy. Like,
Mm,
it would just be too much to get off the ground. Like birds weigh nothing
yeah,
and their bones are hollow.
it's
So,
true.
but yeah, unicorn. But then I sort of have been like, unicorn can mean like one of a kind or
True.
unique. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? The
The
metaphor.
unattainable, mysterious thing. Yeah. No, it's true.
Speaking of mysterious, I don't know
Ooh.
how to segue to this, but the whole world talked about this 2 weeks ago, so why shouldn't we talk about it now?
Yeah.
Uh, of course, wrestling gets such a black eye in this one. Actually, they get like a couple of concussions and loss of teeth and choking on blood. Dude, one of the worst things I've ever seen in wrestling, and I've been watching it my whole life, where a visitor backstage was like part of something where a wrestler thought that he was like a fellow wrestler that was like just coming there for the night and like, going to be part of their show. He took like an empty beer can and like pretend hit him on the head with it.
Right.
And this kid's like live streaming the whole thing and on this app Kick. And he's Rampage Jackson's son. Rampage was like one of the first like big UFC like stars. He
Right.
like went on to act. He was Mr. T in the A Team
Oh, okay.
movie with
In that
Bradley
reboot one.
Cooper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so his son is like he's like he's had one match in MMA. So he's like, just getting started. But he's a trained fighter. And he doesn't react to the guy hitting him over the head with the
Yeah.
empty beer can. He doesn't react. He just stands there. And the dude asks him, "Are you not going to sell it? Like, aren't you going to like pretend like that hurts?" And the guy doesn't, and what's his name? Raja Jackson just doesn't say anything.
Okay.
He's just staring at him. And so everyone kind of like breaks it up and they're like, yo, he's not a wrestler. He's not a worker. That's what they keep saying. Like, basically, he's not a performer. That's what they should
Right.
be
Right.
saying.
Right. He doesn't
Like,
know
he's
to be
not an
on.
actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't know to like pretend. And the guy was like, oh, sorry. And then one of the owners comes up, and this is backstage. It's really in the parking lot behind the wherever the hell they were. Bingo
Were
hall.
there like fans around, or was it just, or just the
No.
live? But there was the live stream going on.
Yes, the live
Like there was a
stream and
reason
like,
they should
yeah.
be in character, right? Like it's not like they're
Yeah.
they're in the break
Yeah, like
room like having coffee.
this guy does show up with a camera crew. So they're probably like, okay, well, I'm not going to like not be in character.
Right. And
That's
they're
like the whole
probably, and
point
well,
of
they have to
this.
be advertising for whatever their wrestling thing is too.
I mean, that's how they make their money, playing
Right.
a character. Kayfabe. basically means make believe.
Right. Make
That's what they
believe.
like say to each other. Someone else is coming in. So the owner comes up. The owner is like Rikishi's uncle. Rikishi's one of Rock's cousins. You know, they have like the giant family tree that's like almost every Samoan wrestler is related in all of the world.
Yeah.
And he comes up and he goes, "Hey man, like you know," he kind of makes sure everything's broken up, and he's like, "Hey man, like we could use this. Like I know your live stream caught that, so like we could turn this into like an angle tonight in the wrestling show. You know, like we're always working, we're always looking to make real life part of the show."
So why was he there
And
in the first place?
he was there like with a friend, like one of the other workers, this kid named AJ Mana, who has like a black cowboy hat on. He's kind of the first one who came up and was like, yo, 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 he's not like a wrestler.
Oh, I
And
see. Okay.
he was there with him, but he didn't smarten everybody up. He didn't let everybody know. And later on, during this live stream, you hear this guy saying, yo, man, they're going to let you like run in after his match. Psycho Stu, the guy who hit him with the beer can,
Right.
at the end and you know power bomb him.
Like you'll have a feud with him or something, right?
Yeah, like you'll get like your payback.
Right.
But the guy, the wrestler on camera says, and make sure you get your receipt. You remember what a receipt is, right? A receipt is in wrestling if someone like by accident kind of like does a move or punches or kicks you a little too hard
Yeah.
and like it maybe like messes up your lip or like gives you a black eye or like kind of injures you, like a receipt is coming, meaning like
Right.
next match
Come
or
back.
next time there's an opportunity, yeah, like I'm gonna kind of low blow you, and it's fine. It's nothing that's like damaging.
Like you just got
Usually,
to pay for it.
yes,
Right.
receipt. It's pretty self-explanatory. So, uh, this guy's like, you go in there and you tag him, tag his shit, and he's like, okay. And the kids watching the match. It's like a few minutes. I guess it's like an hour after that, but like a few minutes leading up to the match, there's all these clips of him going like, "Yo, I'm gonna hit him for real. I'm gonna hit him until they pull him off, pull me
Like
off of
he's
him."
saying this on the live stream or something. Like
Yes, yes,
okay.
and he's reading the chat and all the the buffoons on the chat are like gassing him up beyond belief, like,
Sure.
"Yo, like
Why
knock
wouldn't
him
they?
out."
Right.
You know,
I'm anonymous.
right? Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
like, and he's going for 50 subscribers, I'll knock him out, and it's like,
Oh Jesus.
anyway. So he's saying that he's gonna go in there and beat this guy for real, like hurt this guy for real. So like, even if I'm watching this live, I'm like, oh, he's probably gonna like, you know, give him one punch for real, and like since he's a fighter, he could knock him out. But like, he runs in, he double legs this, you know, he kind of like almost spears him, but lifts him up on his shoulder and has both his legs in each arm and slams him down
Oh
on the
yeah.
ground. The guy's knocked out on that move right there.
Yeah.
Because after the first punch, his hands like don't go up, like he doesn't defend himself. He's just like
Right.
this.
Yeah.
And the dude punches him, dude, and I'm not talking like punch. He's going like this, like
Yeah. Like
reaching
haymakers. Yeah.
all the
Oh
way
Jesus.
back. And if he's a trained fighter, dude, those punches are crushing him,
Right.
knocking this dude's teeth out. 23 landed, 27 thrown, whatever. And dude, no one knows because there's such a communication breakdown. No one's jumping in. The first person to jump in is like a 17-year-old kid who I don't know why he's even there. And he like tries to put his arms on him, and Raja just doesn't even like notice him, and he just keeps swinging. And this
Oh.
17-year-old just ducks out of there. Finally, this guy runs in, Doug. I can't remember his last name, but his name's Doug.
Hmm.
Doug Mallow. They're all these like Hawaiian white guys. And he runs in and he's like a real fight, he's like a Kurt
Yeah.
Angle, like he like real wrestles. So he comes in and barely gets him off. And then Raja starts fighting him. So he freaking headbutts him and then starts biting his shoulder like,
Oh my
calm
gosh.
the F down. You are not supposed to do this. Like they're gonna kill you backstage.
Right.
And so he rolls out of there and he's walking back to his whatever car, I guess, in the parking lot. He's got blood all over his shirt and he is just yelling over and over, no one's going to call me a bitch. No one's going to, my
Oh,
dad's never going to call me
jeez.
a bitch again. I just showed. And I'm like, dude, you did the bitchiest thing ever.
Right.
The
Like
guy thought
everything you
you
just
was going to,
did.
the guy thought you were going to pretend and you just killed him. Like you almost killed him. And then those morons, someone goes in the ring as the fans are like, yo, you can even hear a kid go, yo, he was punching him for real.
Yeah.
Someone covers him as he's choking on his own teeth and blood.
Oh.
And they make a pin, 1, 2, 3, and ring a bell. I was like, yo, like this company is like affiliated with the WWF. And
Jeez.
it's like, yo, you just made it look like they're still in like Carney World. And they're like, owned by that TKO company that's just really amazing at making money. Like all the pay-per-views, like WrestleMania, Royal
Yeah.
Rumble, Survivors, they're all on ESPN now.
Yeah.
It's like, and that's just this company. So like they don't want this like carny, no security, like just people drinking backstage, but backstage is outside in the parking lot.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And dude, just the fact that, I mean, we could spend forever on this topic because it's like, isn't that attempted murder?
Yes. Especially
Like
when he's.
he's 25.
It's also kind of like. I mean, it's definitely premeditated. It might even
Totally.
be. I mean, like especially when it's recorded that it's premeditated. It's pretty bad. 50 subs. Like I'm gonna hit him as hard as I can. It's like, okay, so it's assault, which seems kind of funny in a wrestling ring, right? Like you'd think
I know,
that
dude.
there would
Think
be
about
some
it.
sort
How many
of
times have you seen it? It like never ever happens.
yeah,
It like, I mean, Owen Hart died by a mistake,
right.
an accident, but like no one has really just started beating someone up in a
It,
professional wrestling ring.
it's also this like mentality of like how kids are fighting too, though. Like this, like there's no. It sounds like a scared puppy. And I get that he's like a
Mhm.
strong guy, and if I came across him and called him a scared puppy, he'd probably murder
Yeah,
me.
but
I mean, he
that's
almost
such an
murdered this
armor.
guy, right? So
Yeah,
it's, I mean,
Psycho Stu.
but just hearing those words, being like, "I'm not a bitch," like after hitting somebody, and it's like, do you even know where you are right now? Like,
I know, man. That's
it
such
sounds like you're so out
detachment
of
from
touch,
reality.
right? Yeah, it's
Yes, it's like, dude, this is. I mean, the first thing that anyone says to anyone about pro wrestling is, it's fake. Like everyone knows this is pretend.
but even to get
And
angry, like it's like
I know you should have
it's
gotten
so
angry that you
weird,
didn't play along. You know
right?
what I mean? I would have
Like
been like, oops.
you missed your opportunity, but it just sounds like a baby. It sounds like somebody who just hasn't grown up, and if all he's hearing is from a bunch of anonymous people in a chat room telling him like how to live life,
I know,
it's just hard.
man.
Did he get
25
arrested and
years
stuff?
old. Dude, I don't think he's been arrested yet because I don't know if anyone's like charged, because he got away, like he left.
I know, but
And
he
they
has a
the
live stream. It's like,
LAPD.
what is he going to do? Hide
I
while
know.
broadcasting his life all the time?
See, that's what it was. Like for the first week after this happened, it was like, yo, this is so wrong. Isn't this attempted murder? Who's at most to blame? Like, did he really like deserve, did the other guy deserve it? That was like the topic.
Yeah.
And then it was like, yo, why isn't he arrested yet?
Right.
And like no one has an answer to that, and then this story goes away. That's what
They
happens.
haven't even followed up on it.
I haven't bumped into any update on it that's been like, yo, he's in jail now. Because his dad went around and was kind of like, dude, I don't know, he's an idiot.
Did
So I'm like, so maybe your
uh,
relationship isn't
yeah,
helping his behavior rampage.
maybe they don't have one.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
Something. There's some kind of hole.
what about like, did the guy survive?
Yeah, he recovered. He lost a lot of teeth. He broke like, dude, like this bone, the bone that like where your teeth like hook into,
Oh,
that got
jeez.
like, poof, and yeah, a couple of concussions, but like he's slowly recovering. There was a GoFundMe that like Mr. Beast gave him like 10 grand. Uh, so like a bunch of people helped him out, and everyone was praising the dude Doug Mallow, the guy that ran in and like finally pulled him off, because he said he was like behind a bunch of people and he saw it and he was like looking at the people that were close enough and they like made eye contact and no one moved, so he had to like push through people and run in the ring and like tackle the guy off. So he was the only one there that did anything, which is pretty amazing.
So you said WWF, like
They cut their ties.
they just cut their ties.
Yeah, they disbanded it. But I'm sure the guy who saved him will show up on one of their TV shows eventually. Because why not? That's like such a great character. He's the hero.
Yeah, yeah. We I guess I forgot the segue here that I could have given you, but when we were in Vermont, we saw a backyard wrestling at one of the breweries, the Alchemist, actually.
Oh yeah,
So
I
that
bet
th-
you were.
there was
I thought you were like
yeah, the Alchemist, the beer you hated, but I get it. Like it's not for everybody. But it was
the
that
alchemist.
heady topper one where I got like we went out during the day for the and bought like cases upon cases of it, and like because you could only buy like four at each location, so we bought it all, and you like drank, you're like, oh, this is horrible.
Ah, it was
I know, I'm
disgusting.
sorry.
No, you know what it was? It was like, I know what my organs are going to do in this. If I drink 3 of these, they're
Yeah,
all just going to turn into a loaf of bread that will take a week to get through my intestine.
but so they've gotten very popular,
That was
and
weak.
now they built their whole they built like a whole new brewery there,
Empire.
Empire, because I mean he was like the number one beer for
I know. Apparently,
a
people
really
like
long
it.
time.
I think the
Um,
masses are asses.
and now they just now they just work it like they have actually a drive up, and they're like, how many cases do you want, and they like load up the back of your car, like you don't even get out, and they just like load
Oh my
like
gosh,
tons
they're
of
like
this beer.
cheesesteaks in Philly.
It's crazy, but they have
It's
a
like,
really
hurry
nice
up, you got
place.
to know what to say.
So they set up like a whole wrestling ring and stuff like that, and then they're serving beer everywhere and stuff, and you just kind of like sit on the lawn and watch this backyard wrestling.
Oh,
It
dude,
was it
you could
was
have made a
the
run in his Fogel.
it was called it was called Green Mountain Wrestling, and it was fun. It was fun to like kind of see,
GMW.
like everybody would come in with their entrances and stuff, but there was one guy who definitely won the show for me and for everybody else, because I think he was like the only one who picked like a character and just stuck to it. And
Right.
it reminded me the most of like our CWO days and stuff like that.
Right.
And
Where
he
it was
came
like you
out,
would wrestle as the character, not as just like a wrestler.
so he came out and his character was the CPA. And so he was actually like a certified public accountant. And so all of his taglines were like, time to crunch the numbers and like here
Oh,
comes
that's
your tax
amazing.
return, and he'd like clothesline somebody. But he's wearing
That's so good.
he's wearing this button down shirt like the entire time, and it looks
Like
like really
IRS.
tight on him, and like when he's getting pumped up, he starts like unbuttoning the shirt, and everybody starts going nuts because it obviously looks uncomfortable on him. So they're like, "Yes, he's going to take the shirt off," and he unbuttons the whole shirt and rips it off, and the same exact shirt on is like the same button down shirt on is on underneath. It was awesome. People were dying, like people were falling out of their chairs, like laughing so hard, and and he's like yelling out these catchphrases and stuff like that, and they were just like everything was like a tax return or balancing your checkbook or some sort of
Right,
like
any kind of
accounting.
pun.
It was just so dumb. And uh and then later on in the match he started unbuttoning his shirt again, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, like it's happening now, it's really happening." And he pulls it off and another shirt's on underneath. He had three shirts
Oh
on.
my
It was
god.
great. I was like dying laughing. Like the kids were losing it. It was just so funny. I'm like, they should have had this guy. Like they if they just had more clones of him. Like there were other guys that were good characters, or like there was like one guy who was playing a villain like really well. Like he was making fun of everybody and he could do more like acrobatics, but the CPA was by far like the funniest part of the whole thing.
It's weird. It's like the independent wrestling right now, the way you get noticed is that you sort of do one of those hokey old like late 80s early 90s
Yes,
like
that's what it
almost
felt like.
occupy, but like make it like kind of like silly, but like it's like well developed, you know what I mean,
Right.
like it's
Right.
taken seriously. Oh my, it's gosh, it's crazy there.
Once everyone got in on the joke, like at first we were like, "He's what? Like he's a
Yeah,
CPA?" Like because he didn't even like explain it. Like he just came out and he's like, "I am the CPA,"
CVA.
and like some of the
And
kids
like,
are like,
okay.
"What's that?" And then like
Uh,
you could see all the adults like leaning over and like explaining like what a C. They're like,
was
"I
he a
think he's an
villain?
accountant." He was like middle. Like I don't think he was
Like he
like
didn't cheat?
I don't think he was like a face or a heel. Yeah, that was
Uh,
like a clean match. I think that
uh,
was like a three-way match. I think that's the way that one went. Yeah, it was. It was a three-way match, and so they were just kind of going around. So I think it was like three faces, maybe two faces and a heel were just kind of going around, but nobody really like cheated or anything.
right. Yeah, that's hard to tell in those kind of matches because it's
Yeah.
all like no rules. Uh, because there's this guy in AAA, which is this Mexican independent that WWF just bought, but like their standout dude is this like iguana man who brings a freaking iguana like puppet to the ring, and like, he'll put something in it and use it like as a weapon eventually.
Oh, nice. That's like his way. He smuggles things in.
Yeah, but like he'll use it and like mess it's so ridiculous, but he's so committed and like has like done and has like added all these weird little nuanced things that no one else does, that like the fans just love him. And it's like he was on Raw like not that like a week or two
Really?
ago.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Did they change
It's
his?
funny.
Did they let him keep his like
It's the
like
exact
when?
same.
Okay. And is Vince
Yeah.
still in charge, or now Vince is like gone, or
Vince
we
is
don't
like
even say
barred from
Vince?
the
They
company.
just don't even say it. It's like don't say get the F out. It's like get the Vince out now. Like they're like I
Cody
don't know what you're
Rhodes
talking about.
said Cody Rhodes said Dusty's son. He's like the champ. He's like the guy. He's like the Hulk. Him and Cena are like, well, in the summer they were like feuding when Cena was a heel for 2 minutes,
Right.
and he was like, John, the fans chose me. You know who chose you? Some one guy, one old guy in an office whose name we don't say anymore.
Oh,
Yes,
Vince would probably love that though. Like
of
Vince,
course.
like he doesn't care as
He's
long
like,
as the
oh,
story's
way to
good.
work on, way to work on my
Way to work on.
beautiful.
Yeah, keep it
Such a
going.
weirdo. Two of my computer brains. That's cool though that you went to backyard
It was
wrestling. I
fun.
can't
Yeah,
believe
it was cool to see it live, and be like
it would be
close.
so fun. It would be so fun to like help, put that on, like just be like a helping hand, like not like run it, not be a wrestler, but like
Mhm.
help them like come up with ways to end matches.
Yeah,
That'd be fun.
it was pretty neat. I mean, like I think you might be limited in a way because of like some of the skill or acting ability of some of them, but like the
No, but I just mean like the false finishes and like the like the drama of the end and the
they needed a
like
different
that
announcer
part.
guy. Like that was kind
No.
of one thing that was missing, was that like we couldn't hear the announcer guy, and even when we could hear him, he was extremely boring. And we were like, just stop
Mm.
talking. He'd be like, and
Oh
now the
no.
next match is the people beep beep
Oh
beep beep. We're
no.
like, oh
Droopy.
yeah, oh boy.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
Matthew Joker,
match is
new
over.
champion.
Hooray. Yeah, he was the worst, but I thought he was like some owner or something, or just like the financial guy. But it was nice. They like stuck around, and like the kids got pictures with them, and Leah was like, "Can I get a picture with the CPA?" And I was like, "Yeah." So it's they, and they're like, Ruby got a picture with the girls and stuff, so she was all happy. And
Hmm.
but it was pretty neat. I mean, it was a nice day out too. It was like a beautiful Vermont day, and drinking. They had like this like hand pump beer that was like so good. So it was like no bubbles. I
Ooh,
love beer with like almost no bubbles in it, and so it was just very smooth and cold. And then watching wrestling on the grass.
that's pretty great. Outside wrestling with beer
Yeah,
in the beautiful weather, and someone's actually like entertaining.
it was pretty good.
That's great.
Yeah. So sorry about missing that segue, but
No, that would
they
have been
didn't use
great.
any weapons while they were wrestling.
Speaking of weapons,
Oh my gosh!
I saw a movie. I saw a
What?
movie that there was all this hype around, and then I saw the trailer, and I thought, "Oh, come on! There's no way this is like an impossible premise. Like it's gonna be magic. I know it." And even though it is,
I know nothing about this movie, by the way. So I didn't see a trailer. I've seen the title. Is all I've done. So
17 students who are all in the same classroom, all the students but one, wake up at 2:17 in the morning, walk out the front door of their house and run into the darkness,
ooh,
never to return again. But the way the story is told is what I love, because it starts off and you follow Julia Garner's character through this like aftermath of what you already know. The kids disappear and everyone's like, "Yo, what the hell's going on?"
is she like a cop
And it,
or like detective or something?
she was the teacher
Oh,
of
the
that
teacher.
classroom,
Okay, gotcha.
that where everyone disappeared. So you follow her, and then all of a sudden the screen goes black and it says somebody else's name, man's name, and it's Josh Brolin, and you kind of like are with him, and it's like 15 minutes, and it's kind of the same time period, and they sort of interact, but then they like don't, and then it jumps to somebody else, and they do it with like 7 characters, and the story progresses, but like it keeps like it'll do like 2 or 3 people the same time period, and then they'll all converge, and then it'll do like 2 more where like it'll be the 3 or 2 same time periods, but then all 5 of them will converge.
Oh, geez.
It's
Okay.
yeah, dude, just the way it was told is what like I loved. And even the end is kind of like a almost like, I'll compare it to, without spoiling anything,
Thank you.
the end of the cartoon Snow White, when the dwarfs freaking push the witch off the
Oh,
cliff, and
geez.
it's
Yeah.
like, nope, no resurrections this
Nope.
time.
No resurrections. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that kind of victory where
When you were
it's
describing it,
brutal.
it sounds like a tree in reverse, like moving down, like the branches, and all the branches are coming together until you get to like the trunk, and then all the different threads of the story kind of come together. That's what it sounds like.
Yes, and they
Is this
kind
like an
of,
A24 or something? That sounds like unique.
I, I think the guy made like, oh, he
Not
made
not that that's the only studio that can make interesting ones, but they've been on a a streak.
Yeah, I know, they really have. But no, the guy who made Barbarian, so I think maybe
Hmm.
A24 is involved. Dude, it was so, uh, you know, just interesting. Dude, it felt like Lost. Like you got these
Hmm.
little, like, here we go. Here's a person. Feel her emotions. Feel her in this awkward situation. Like you're in her face. The camera angles were so like close. So
Yeah.
like you got to like know them all real quickly. It felt like you were watching an episode of TV that was just about one character. Uh, which is always such an annoying thing in movies. There's never enough time to, dig deep.
Right. But I guess the
Rarely.
premise kind of gets you ready that you're only going to be with them for a short time. So maybe you're like hyper focused because it's not going to just like
Yes.
end. Right. Like,
And because you already know like where they are or like what they're gonna do, it's just, I don't know, like the familiarity of like kind of him being in like a store that like she was just in not that long ago.
what was the,
Um,
oh, sorry. Good. Sorry.
Good. No,
No, you remember like there was
I
that
was hoping you'd
one,
jump in.
there was that one movie that was like sort of like that. It was where they were all in a hotel together and they're all trying to figure out like why they're related to one another. Like they don't know
Oh
why they're all
yeah,
there.
it was
We
like
could.
not Seven Strangers or
It
like
was yeah, it was something like that. Yeah.
yeah. I
Uh,
remember that being like, what's their connection? They all have the same birthday, or
right. They all had the same
I
birthday.
never
Yeah.
finished it or something. I can't remember what the point was,
Oh, I
but
remember the end of it, but it was. I mean, it's a pretty old movie. I don't think I'd be spoiling it, and you probably already
yeah.
saw it. But it was basically like they were all personalities in a person with multiple personality disorder,
And they were all talking
and it was all just
to
like
each other.
happening. It was all just happening in the person's head,
Right, right, right,
and they had
right,
brought them all together to basically fight to the death.
right.
And
Last man standing.
I think the last man standing was like the serial killer one. And
Oh
so
no!
like at the end of the movie, it's just like the person like opens their eyes and the serial killer's like in charge.
You can tell it's a
It's like
serial
messed
killer.
up. Yeah.
It's like, but you didn't really kill anybody. Nobody died.
It was like
It's all your decision.
yeah, it
Um,
was something seven. I can't it was like room seven or something like that.
yeah, right. Yeah, like yeah, there was yeah, but
But I like
dude,
that
I mean,
mystery of like why is everybody here? Like it's kind of like Saul.
yes, and that was the thing. But like early on, and they show like all the security cameras of the kids. They all kind of like run the same way with like their arms out, and they're like just running straight, almost being weaponized.
Ooh.
You can just tell that, like, all right, well, there's only so many options as to why this is happening.
Would you give the end like if you had to give the end a grade for like okay, I like how we got here and I understand that ending it is not the easiest part of a movie, especially when you make a super interesting movie. It's like no one's going to really be happy with the end even if it explains things perfectly or is mysterious or comes out of left
Yes,
field like it's like, "Oh, well, how would I have known that?" Like no one will be happy.
the the reveal of like in like the reveal comes kind of like in the middle of the movie where you're like, okay, here's actually what's happening, and that
Oh,
what
okay.
these characters are going to be battling the rest of this movie, and that the way that they reveal it, man, oh my god, it's so creepy. And like there's a scene where I just could not look because Wong is smashing his head into his boyfriend's dead head on the ground over and over, so his eyes are starting to pop out because he's headbutting it.
I'm not big on the gore thing though.
Me neither. I'm
Like
no
even you
gory.
describing
I
the
don't
teeth
like
thing
gore.
made my tummy upside down.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, there's not a lot of gore. It's mostly like mystery, and like not like and almost like who done it, but
Yeah,
like and how done it. How did they done it? So yeah,
definitely sounds
I
like
mean
worth checking out. But
the end, dude. I'm telling you, the ending. Like I'm trying to think of like Jaws when he blows up the shark. Like the ending. You're like, oh my god. You're like, yay, but like, geez. It's almost like this Phillies Karen, where it's like,
Yeah.
we are really ruining this woman's life.
We may have like, why haven't we gone back to the guy who puked on a kid? Like, let's go back and get that guy. Like, let's go find out where he is. Like, he threw up on a little girl,
I
right?
remember that guy.
Like, she's bad, but not like I don't.
But it's also
It's
just
a
like
really bad time to
overkill.
be. It's a really bad time to be canceled, especially with AI and stuff. Like, it. It used to just be like if you ignored them, they'd kind of go away. But now it's like AI and
It's
the
too
AI bots
fun,
are like, keep it
too
going,
easy,
let's go. Like we can
too
put
easy.
we have your picture, so now we can put you in any instance we want.
Like I saw like a Photoshop of like her in the hospital with I forget the kid's name, I guess little Billy or Timmy or Tommy, who wanted Paul O'Neill to hit 2 home runs so Kramer could get the
Right.
signed birthday card back. And it's like her taking the card away from the kid. Like, this is mine.
Oh
And
man.
I was like, oh. So I like did like a real shitty Photoshop of like the scene when Kramer's like pretending to be a cop and he's got the guy up against the wall,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's
All
Karen.
right, don't
Karen
you
has the
turn
guy, and it's
around.
like, it's my statue.
Right.
Make love to that wall, pervert. Yeah, I'm a cop. I'm a damn good cop. He starts like
Oh
arguing with him.
my gosh.
Um,
I'm a damn good cop.
so, and
Yeah.
but also if you don't like gruesome,
I
the
mean, I
end.
can deal with it, but I mean, I watched what do you call Midsummer and uh it's another like
I
I've
don't
watched
remember Midsommar being gruesome.
I mean, towards the end towards the end it gets really gruesome, um
Oh yeah,
like when everybody's like filleted.
but it
um
is like a scene where you are cheering. It's just a little gruesome.
it's a weird cheer at the end of that. Yeah, you're like,
It is a weird cheer.
good,
Mm-hmm. You're like, yeah, uh,
as
yeah.
long as I don't have to go.
It's like what all the people who like studied sharks when they saw Jaws at the end, they were like, oh,
Yeah. What?
you dick.
Yeah. How dare you? But I'm trying to think of another gruesome thing, like the what do you call it? Invincible like was getting really bad, and the boys were getting like I almost don't even want to watch those shows anymore just because it's like so
Yeah, dude,
gruesome. I'm like,
Invincible.
I don't
Sometimes I'm
need
like, okay,
eyeballs.
dude, in Invincible, I'm like, he's dead.
Right.
He's dead.
Stop
His
it.
skull has been shattered. His
Yeah.
eyes are out of his head. Like, just don't punch him anymore.
Yeah.
Please
There's too
don't
much
punch
like
his
jaw
face.
stuff too. There's too much like where
It is impressive.
all like neck and jaw come off so that and then they just have to leave like, oh, there's the tongue, you know. I'm like, I can't.
Yeah, it's so detailed.
Stop it. Stop it. It's
And
too anatomical. Like I need something more fictional. Like it's
right,
too
yeah. Don't
realistic.
make it look so real.
I can't do this hyper realistic thing anymore.
Uh, what else,
But
what else do you have
speaking
here?
of gore, there was another movie that rhymes with gore called The Fantastic Four that
Oh
came out.
yeah. Fantastic Four. What did you think? Did you see it?
Yes, I saw that.
What did you
I
think?
thought
Fantastic Four.
I thought it was
No.
paced pretty well. Like I felt like each of the different
Yeah,
parts of the movie were good.
yeah.
It was better than I thought. It was better than I thought it would be. It's like Marvel has not really hit the mark, um, but I feel like this one was at least. I'm like, okay, like this is
That was a
fun.
good effort.
I thought
Yeah,
the actors were doing like a really good job.
yeah.
Um,
They stood out.
I think the only part that like snagged me for a bit was like when they came back and did the press conference. Um, like they felt the need to give a speech to everybody about like Galactus and also to be honest with them. But then they were kind of like the Pedro Pascal like pouty face bothered me for some reason because I'm like, are we either making decisions to do tough things or are we just like accidentally doing them? It just seemed like a really odd moment, and but besides that, like one scene where it's like, we all hate you now. It felt like the Back to the Future, like after Johnny Be Good, like where it's like you were all just
Yeah.
having a really great time.
Right, right,
Like
right,
we also
right.
just traveled light speed and barely made it back here. It's a big thing. They're like, you have to save us. Wait, you're not going to save us? We hate you. Like, um,
Yeah, I think I looked at his face there where he was like, he knew. He's like, well, the only option is the worst option. So like,
yeah.
yeah, like that's what I was just kind of doing to his face with my mind. I
I
was
think
like,
it,
you're lost, man.
I think it's just like hard to pair that up. Like the fact that I like how they kind of made him logical to the point of failure.
Yeah,
But I think they could have leaned into that a bit more.
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah. I agree. There's more. We need more of that.
because like
That was like the
Sue
coolest
Storm
part.
kind of says it, and I was like, oh, I wasn't even getting that from him.
Yeah, I
She's like,
remember he
oh, you
like
just think we're gonna give the
screams.
baby away because it's logical, and I'm like, I didn't even think that's what he was thinking. Like
Yes, it's one of those moments when in like 24 or like Sopranos when they like kill a person, and then you think about it afterwards, and you're like, oh yeah, well they had to. There was
yeah,
no other option. That person had to go.
right, yeah.
So you're like, oh yeah, he is like there is no other. What else?
Well, it was the
That's
trolley
what he
problem,
wants.
right? So
They can't stop him.
it was just the trolley problem, right? So like he couldn't.
Oh yeah.
There's no other way. Like they just set it up exactly like that. Um,
They they got me with that when they were connecting all the things so they could move Earth, whatever.
yeah,
And then the surfer starts breaking them all. I was like, oh man, I thought they were gonna pull this off.
right.
I thought that was gonna set us into like doomsday or whatever.
I do enjoy those. I do enjoy those. Like set up and then failure, and then
Yeah,
set up
yeah.
and then failure, and then
Where it's close.
right at the last minute, like things work out.
Hmm.
Um, that
Kind
made
of in a
it kind
backwards
of
way.
fun, yeah, and it made it like intelligent. I felt a bit more, because
Right. And then I thought Johnny was gonna I was like, oh, he's gonna fly into 616, and that's how because and then she comes out of nowhere, and
yeah.
pushes him off, and that was cool.
You know what? That was the other
That was
thing
good.
with I think the Silver Surfer. For one, I think her eyes were wrong. Her eyes were
Do they
bothering me.
never? I'm like, this is Terminator 2 was in 1992, and like that metal body man, whatever, looked better.
Right.
Like it reflected better. Like the details looked more real. Like, come on, that's all you got to do with that
I
character.
mean, even in the 2007 one, it was like fluid. Like when he like
Yeah.
went underneath his board and like came out on the other
Yeah.
side, it was like, oh, okay,
Hmm.
Morpheus.
Hmm.
But it,
Right.
but
Morpheus, yes.
the eyes really got me. It was like too, like I get that why you'd want like pupils and stuff like that so you can see where she's looking a bit more, but I feel like part of it is just that it's such an overpowered being.
He doesn't
It should
even
just be
use
like
his eyes.
emanating energy. Like
Like Manhattan.
it has, yeah, exactly. It's got like
It's
cosmic
just
power,
like
right?
Undertaker.
Right, yeah, it should just be white. And that just kind of, it made it too like whiny to me or something. I don't know what it was. It was like too much expression. And I felt like
It was
like
detail that didn't need detail.
I never understood Silver Surfer. I think that's also my problem. Like even when there was the cartoon, like around like X-Men and
Oh, I love
Spider-Man
the
and then
cartoon.
Silver Surfer, but like
Shalaba and Zenla.
but it used to drive me nuts.
Norin Rad.
But it was just the same, like half of the episode was him just inner monologuing and flying through the
Yes, I
same space scene.
know.
He's just like,
Norin
here I
Rad is a
am again.
simpleton.
Here I am again, just
What
doing
is
the
this
bidding of
purpose?
I am the herald of Galactus. Like it's like, I know. I'm already watching the show. You don't have to
I
tell me
know.
again.
I don't know what it is, but I'm like, maybe it's like there is no like clear, well, here's what he's really like gonna like. I don't know. Like the Silver Surfer is so like a mystery that'll never be solved, and I think that's why I'm like, drawn to it because I'm like, he could just kill everyone. Can't he just beat everybody? Like, he's impossibly strong. Like, no one can beat him when he gets
Well,
mad.
I
So why doesn't? But it's like he can't, and he's honorable, and then I don't know.
but
I
he's
just
not. But
enjoy
he
it.
wasn't honorable like the last 20, worlds that got
Right.
like I don't understand
Oh, right.
the
Yeah, I know. He's like
like
Michael Dawson.
the morality of it. It just doesn't. It just seems weird. It's like it would be better if it was like the Silver Surfer was in some sort of like mind control state or something like that, and
Yeah.
little things chipped away at it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it didn't feel that way even this time, and it was the same premise that happened in the
It,
earlier
it,
one too. Like that he turns against
I
Galactus.
I know. I know
It's
he's like the most predictable fake out bad guy. But like the surfboard
yeah,
and the silver body, like even if you kind of tell, it's like the Ultimate Warrior. It's like when he would talk on the microphone, it like never made any sense. But
right.
he'd say things like the Native Americans and the warriors and the stars. And he'd say things that sort of sounded important, and he looked really cool.
Yeah,
And I can do it.
that can get
I
you
can
most of the
really,
way.
really
Yeah,
do it. But my God, it's like the potential. And I think that's what it is with me with the Silver Surfer. I'm like, God, it feels like there's so much potential with this weird, like trapped good guy character
yeah.
that like they don't even come close to tapping.
I feel like it's too much time to spend explaining it. You know, um,
Yeah, yeah, over and
like
over
like
inner
I feel
monologuing.
like there needs to be like to do it properly. They should have made some sort of parallel with like her daughter and the baby and
Yeah, I don't like how they skipped Norin out there. I
yeah,
thought it would be like she made this. I was going to be like, okay, well, maybe like he got hurt, so then she did it, or whatever.
yeah.
However, but like not just single parent. Boo. Dude, how about when she reached in to Sue? How about when Sue turns her stomach invisible and you can see the baby? I was
That
like,
was cool.
oh
Yeah,
my
that was a
God.
cool concept. Yeah,
I mean, like, whoever thought of that?
yeah.
And
Even
then
that
that
like
whole
having a baby
space
while
scene.
they're getting into like light speed and
And he's like, we need to tie you down because without gravity, you can't push the baby out.
right.
And like the Silver Surfer and them shooting
Which
her and
sounds wrong, by the way. It sounds like you should be able
the
to do it without gravity. I don't see why gravity is
you know what it's
necessary.
like? It's like when we were in Texas and they would be trying to drink underwater, and I'm
Right.
like, I can do it, and
Yeah.
like he just for some reason just can't. It's
Yeah.
like, nope, nope, there are rules of this planet, and that will not happen. But then like when she was chasing them and they like would get away and she would just be right behind them again and they'd shoot, but like the way they were moving, it was like curling the
Oh yeah,
laser. I don't know,
yeah.
it just like it
I
was
like
really cool
I
looking.
really like that part. I like the fact that the Silver Surfer was
I was like,
actually surfing. I thought
yeah,
that was really
it was
fun
awesome, dude.
because I had
Those
because they
scenes were
hadn't
awesome.
that was something they hadn't done in other movies. Like you hadn't seen the Silver Surfer actually surf.
Yeah.
And to make make the whatever bubble they're in to bend space time, and then she was surfing on space time. That was cool. It was definitely
Yeah,
cool.
that scene was really cool, and I like when he was like, is the board part of you?" Because I was like, "Oh yeah, I never thought of that either." But I know he like loses it so,
Well, he would always lose
in
it
the
and be like,
comics.
"Board, come to me," and the board
Oh
would go
right, yeah,
zoom.
it was like the hammer.
That's why
Um,
I thought maybe it would be more like I don't like the cliche at the end though. I don't like the Johnny flying and then somebody else knocking into them. Like it's just like the Rose and
in the
in
moment,
Star Wars and stuff.
in the moment it surprised me. I just
Yeah.
didn't, caught
I
me.
didn't. I did.
But
It didn't. That didn't get me
like
at all. I was like, here it comes.
you were like, of course. No, I fooled
Lots
me
of stuff
because
surprised me.
they
I'm not saying I
teased it a
knew
couple
everything.
times.
Yeah.
Like they teased it a couple times, and I was like, because I'm always looking for like how do they get them out of this world into the other one. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, he'll go over, and that'll be cool. And yeah, I got caught. They caught me.
I
But
liked
yeah,
I liked it
afterwards I
too.
was like, of course she pushed him out of the way,
Yeah.
and they're both alive, and now
What's
they're
that conversation like? They should have had an after clip. They should have had like an after credit scene where it's just Galactus and her floating like in a far off dimension or space or whatever, and he's like, "What the hell?" You know, like just just giving her
She's
shit
like, he
for
figured out my language in like a day and a half. Like
it's like
he's got that charisma.
he's like, "Do you know how long it takes to find someone to do this job?" And you did the exact opposite of what I needed you to do. Like,
You got me all salivating.
yeah. Or it would have been cool if like they did have it, but actually had it as a serious conversation where she's like, you know, you can't like we need to figure out something else, and he's like, idiot. Like if I had had that child, I could have fixed everything. You know, like
Mm,
made it something more complicated. Like he could have. He's like your intellect isn't even at the like I've been alive for millennia, and I saw the potential to set everything right, and
hmm.
you've delayed my progress. Like that would have been like such a cool ending because it's like, well, what do we not know? You know, like now you've doomed.
Right.
Like he could have been like, now you've doomed everyone or something. You
Uh,
know, like it could have been like an ominous thing. Yeah,
that
damn.
that mid credit scene was like, it just felt, I don't know. I just didn't like the way it looked. It just looked like a guy and it's like, if it's Robert Downey Jr., why aren't you gonna,
I think they have to
like
keep it
that's a
vanilla because they
stand-in.
have no idea where they're going. You know, so it's like, here's some of the thing you've already seen 100 different ways in YouTube clips. It's like we're not going to show you anything else, and we don't know what we're doing
Right, right, right.
because we haven't decided yet.
Yeah, we don't
We
know
kind
if
of
it's
have an
really
idea, but
Tony. I've heard some theories where I'm like, just do that. That'll be cool.
yeah,
We'll get the scene where Spider-Man's like, Mr. Stark? And he's like, no. um, but yeah, I like the way it looked, you know, the
yeah.
blue, the way
No,
they kind of
it
did that.
was a very pretty movie, and like I said,
Yeah,
good flow, good use of like
yeah,
it
yeah,
was
yeah.
very like Incredibles in the beginning with all the short, like the small 16 millimeter, whatever
Oh, yeah.
clips,
They were fighting the apes.
and that it was like a different world that kind of let you escape a little bit, you know, like it was like the 60s, but the future, like we predicted, but it
Yeah.
was, you know, I thought it was well done. I don't know where it goes from there, but I thought it was fun and contained. It wasn't like the best Marvel movie, but it wasn't by far the
Right.
worst.
Yeah, for me it was like, okay, this wasn't like the best one. I really liked it. Like there were so many edge of your seat moments, especially the chase scenes with the surfer. And it was the best Fantastic Four movie because the cast just felt really them. It
Yeah,
just felt like, okay, that's these guys are them and they're just going to be them now in other movies and whatever. Uh, and I liked how Sue was, you know, they like really made her power like better
yeah.
or, worth something
I
other
liked
than like naked.
yeah, right. It wasn't. I mean, that was kind of like a joke, but
Yeah, I
I
know.
liked, and it's all what we all wanted at the time. But it,
Of course.
I you know,
Everyone was thinking it.
I liked watching her like extreme mother protection, like at the end. Like I would normally say probably like all right, like all of a sudden she's like overpowered or something like that, but it did seem like it was also implied that he had measured her power and didn't want her to exert herself to that point.
Mhm.
You know, and like
Yeah.
any time in the movie where he asks her to do something, he's like, please just do this just this much
Yeah,
and like
right.
just
Yeah.
give us 30
He,
seconds. Like don't extend yourself too much. You know, like if you noticed,
he doesn't like he doesn't like try to man her. He doesn't try to
yeah.
like, I'm a man, I could like beat you up because he's like, I can't.
But he like kind of analyzed like don't go too far, and when she's and then to protect the baby she starts going too
Oh
far and
yeah.
he's like no don't do it, like I know what happens. The
She was
only
pushing.
the only thing I wish was like the the sudden bringing back to life thing has been done a lot too. It's kind of like very cliche, and I would have loved to just see like a little twist on it where it was frightening,
Yeah,
where like the baby brings her back, like Franklin brings her back, but
but a
then
rule was broken.
but like she's like screaming like hysterically like coming back, like, and not like oh, like just not just a gasp of breath, but like have her get like distorted in the moment too,
Yeah, like she
like make
saw
it unnatural,
something.
right? Like make it unnatural and like
Like
have
when she
everybody be like
first woke up,
yay.
and was like, and her eyes were like Peter Quill's were when like
Right.
his ego was like showing him like your unlimited ability.
Yeah.
What if she like stuck there
Right.
a little bit longer, even?
Yeah, I would have liked to see it be like more painful, or
Right.
like have
Or
everybody be a
horrifying.
bit more unsure about it, you know, because then it could kind of just like leave that open
Maybe you shouldn't have done that.
to more potential, or just like what is Franklin capable of, you know, like are we going to be okay, and is this still Sue? Like it would just leave way more questions. And also the story up until that point, and even the world, was like kind of this light fluffy comic book world, so it would have been kind of
Yeah,
crazy
yeah,
to
yeah,
all of a
yeah.
sudden have
And
this
you always,
realistic thing.
that's what I really thought they were going to end it on, like a oh note. Like everyone's okay, but like oh,
Yeah.
But they didn't stick that part. They just did it in the post credit scene,
No.
and it just didn't make
These are like
sense to me.
nitpicks. It's just kind of like what I was hoping for, I guess. It's not like what needed to happen, but I just kind of want some of that fluff with like realism.
Yeah, seriously, take it serious.
That being
You
said,
know
I might have to flip it for this next segment.
what's next? Oh, Superman. Yeah, da 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 da. What did you think of Soups? What is that?
it's it's an AI thing. Look, wait, hold on, let me move
It's
out of the
like,
way. It's Superman having a
hi.
podcast. He's
Uh,
just it's Superman podcast. It's not what I asked for, but it seemed good
what
enough.
did you ask for?
I just wanted like Superman standing there, and for some reason, it just automatically made it a podcast. So
That's what
felt
a man standing there
felt
is
like one
now.
in the chamber
You want a
type thing.
podcast?
Like I feel like sometimes the AI is like,
Yeah.
I already made this one for somebody else. I am just gonna give you,
Or you basically asked for this. Yeah.
yeah. It's so weird looking, but I don't know. I'll be the first to say like the original Superman, like the Christopher Reeve Superman, has plenty of flaws in it as well. Um, I'm very particular when it comes to like Superman and Batman that the characters are are done correctly, and I
Right.
and I do feel like this movie was fairly close to Superman. Like it's not like it was. I'm glad it was positive.
Mhm.
At least in parts, it was like positive, right? Like
Yeah.
it was way more
He
positive
loves
than
being
Man of Steel. Like
Superman.
it wasn't Wolverine, right? So it
I, I
was,
I love this a movie about a superhero who like loved being a superhero.
yeah,
That was cool. It wasn't like a burden for him like everybody else.
yeah. It was, yeah. It wasn't like how am I going to balance my life, right? Like
Right.
like because we
He's like,
didn't want to,
no, I'm just Superman.
yeah. Especially nowadays, we're like, shut up. Like we don't want
Right.
to hear you having to balance your
Right.
life. Like you can fly through a wall.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
but
You should be able to figure it out, man.
oh, I actually I have my points. Hold on, I think I put my points in here.
What is your Agnew? What hat are you wearing? I thought it was
This is
Orioles this whole
no, it's
time.
the hot rods. It's from our little league. It's like
Ooh.
a Santa Fe
Hot
hot rods
rods.
or something like that. It was cool because the kids had different hats. So coaches had these hats, and then the kids
Ah,
had actual like
sweet.
little hot rods, and it was like their hats were like white with like a dark brim and like an orange car, and ours were like this.
All right.
It was perfect to wear to Houston too because everyone probably just thought this was like an Astros hat because it's like navy and
And
orange.
orange.
Yeah, so I like it though. But now we're the fire chiefs. It's like a baby blue hat with like a Dalmatian, like a angry faced Dalmatian in a fire chief hat.
Oh, that's so
So
good and
so
so
that
much less offensive than just Chiefs. That's
well,
actually cooler.
it's really getting hard for the kids to like when we do 1, 2, 3. We're like 1, 2, 3, and like to get fire chiefs out is like actually very difficult. Like all at the
Fire
same
Chiefs.
time, and
Chiefs.
so half the time we just say chiefs, and then the parents are like, "You can't do that." No, they don't actually do that, but they
Uh,
probably do. They might do it. I don't know. I don't
they
pay
tweet it.
attention.
They don't
I don't
say it.
care. I don't care. I don't care.
They exit
Chiefs were a real thing and they really happened and they existed. It's a
and they
weird thing
look
to try to
cool.
erase.
They have cool like
It meant the
arrowheads and
person in
feathers.
charge. I don't understand.
Like police chief, fire
It's
chief, Indian
everything's
chief.
based on that. Like, let's go.
Oh,
It's just the person in charge. You don't know what you're talking about.
there's these headphones. Give me a warning.
This is my first. I wrote the points a week ago, so I don't know. Unlike Batman and Iron Man, Superman should be because well, one thing is I felt like the tone as far as like who the movie's for kind of changed a bit from scene to scene. Like it was kind of like lighthearted and goofy and getting kicked in the balls. And then in the next scene, he's like throwing Lois up on a stove to like make out with her, which is like fine for adults. Like I'm not saying like don't put it in a movie, but like as far as like a kid movie now,
I
like I
know
said,
it's
like Superman 2
tough.
also had silk sheets and making out with Lois, like also
Oh
inappropriate a bit,
yeah,
right? So
he
it's
talked
not
about her underwear color.
that was in the first one, yeah. So I mean, it's like I don't know where it lands, but it just kind of like I just kind of wanted something to either be a kids movie or be a grown up movie. I want both things. I realize I can't get them, but that was like kind of one thing I just kind of wanted. I just wanted it to be a kids movie so that I could kind of just share it with the kids. But then
Yeah.
there's like all these like make out scenes and stuff like that, and I'm like, like and complexities of war and like people
I mean,
blowing up,
Luther shoots the guy's head off. So that
right.
for me is like, oh man, even though they zoom out and it's like such a wide shot that you don't see anything,
Yeah.
but it's still like, ah, shit.
Yeah. I
Because the
just,
kiss scenes, like rewatching them, aren't like, because I remember watching it in the theater and that
yeah.
first kiss, I was like, geez Louise, that's like a bit much. But then I watched it again and I was like, oh, it's not even that long. I like remembered it being like so long, but it's
Yeah.
just not that long. And then it's over and they start fighting.
I think it was more like the motion of him throwing her up on the counter that made it more like that's
Yeah,
that's a bit.
it's,
But
it's
yeah, no,
hot.
like the execution, um, baby kidnapping, things like all the prisoners and yeah, it was just like I'm like I don't know if I want the kids to watch it right away or anything. I don't know, but
Oh,
it
baby
just
kidnapping. Oh, the alien. Right. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So I mean that was
Yeah,
like
that
lesser
was kind of
than
weird. But it
but
was sad. That kid was sad. I
yeah,
felt bad for him, that little
yeah,
green creature.
green slimy thing. Um, but yeah, so and that was kind of the confusing part of it because like there was also like the dog, and I felt like when you saw the dog, like the dog was supposed to be like the thing for the kids, like it was supposed to be like the comic relief for the kids. But then there were all these other scenes in it, so I was like, well, what are you doing? Like just make
I
it
know.
like I think you can get away with a Superman movie that can
Right.
have hard points in it, but
That
doesn't
we're
have
not
to have like
torturing the dog.
we don't need torture, right? Like we don't need
Right.
torture. We don't need, um,
No,
like all
violence.
these. We don't need
But is
monkeys
yeah,
like texting, like all these like weird things
that
that
was
get added
funny.
in. It's like,
That was James Gunn
yeah,
making fun of the people that like talked about him on
hate
the
things.
internet when he got canceled.
Yeah.
I
So
know it's funny. It is like such a reflection of him, of like what happened to him
yeah.
with like the internet, like just believing it, whatever, whatever.
Oh, I don't even know what happened to him. So
when he got fired from Disney because someone dug up like these not good jokes. They're
Yeah.
just jokes. They were just jokes that went too far, and they were homophobic. And then they fired him. And
Hmm.
then he got hired like the next day by DC, and that's why he did Suicide Squad. And but then like 6 months later, Disney was like, okay, we need him to finish the Guardians thing, so bring him back. No big deal. So they brought him back. But then in that time, DC made him, head of creative.
Oh, okay. Well,
So, with what he did with Rocket and those animals in that third one, I
that
was
was
worried. I
emotional.
was like, don't do too much to Crypto, please. Especially when that engineer threw those things on his face. I was like, okay, cut away, please. I know he's not dead. You're not killing him. But I don't like seeing this.
I have to say though, I did not like Crypto. I I sort of felt like Crypto was like your parents' dog, like a bit. Like that's the vibe I was getting. Like it's kind of like a bit too out of control. Like I get it
Oh,
could be like a dog, and I get that that was like part of the joke, but it just wasn't like I feel like Crypto could have been way more part of the storyline, and it could have been more of like a John Wick type scenario that I feel like they tried to play off, but like
yeah, I
Crypto was
know. I
so
thought that's where they were
obnoxious.
going.
I was like, oh, okay, like yeah, nobody takes my dog, type thing. I'm like, all right, let's John Wick Superman, like that's fine. But it just kind of, I don't know, it felt like flat. Like even when he was delivering the line, like, "Where's the dog?" I'm like,
I
oh, all of
know.
a sudden you're really mad about your dog, like,
And why are you saying where's the dog? Why not where's my dog? Like you don't. It just that
yeah.
scene, dude. I just did not buy. And Luther wasn't afraid of. Luther doesn't sell at all. Like he should at least been like, Jesus, dude, don't smash my desk into my glass. Like he did. Yeah, that
Well, it,
scene I had a hard time with. I'm like, okay, you took his dog, you're gonna smash his face in.
it also didn't make much
Ugly dog
sense.
with a cape. That part was funny.
Well, I mean, it was sort of funny, but it also kind of didn't make sense for what he was trying to accomplish.
Yeah,
He's like,
I
"All right,
know. It would
he
have been
just
funny in
smashed
another
he
scene.
smashed through the wall. He's already threatening me." It's like, "All right, how can I make him mad?" It's like, "Wait, what?"
Right. It was
So
good,
you
but
you
so out of place.
you've got it. Like you've got like if he had walked in, right?
Mhm. Said that, and then he flips the desk.
And then Luther did it and he like attacks him and he's like, "Oh, like you got me."
He
Um
spills the coffee.
yeah, which
Unlike
you've
when
seen
he
him do
throws the
before.
pencil at his girl.
Yeah.
That was good. Like he was get out of here, and he throws a pencil at her.
But I like I it also there's just parts of it that just didn't quite make sense and it felt like there was supposed to be like more to it. Like it was also well, I guess this kind of goes to my next point that there were too many mixed themes like happening all at once. And I feel like they were like I feel like with the Justice
Oh
Gang
yeah,
they were trying to kind of
it
show
was.
it's like Superman would be kind of like the guiding principle for them, right? Like yes, you can do all these amazing things, but also like you need to pause for a second and think about what you're doing. Like this giant animal, like I felt like the movie should have started with the giant animal, like the giant thing that grew in the city and was like
Yeah.
huge because I feel like that was like the perfect explanation that they had in the moment, or at least that was
Tone
already in the
setter. Yeah.
movie. But like that, he could be like, "Hey, like let's get rid of this thing without getting anybody
Yeah.
hurt or
He's like,
killing it.
there's
Like it's
gotta
still
be
a
an
creature."
gotta be a better way to do this. When they're
Yeah,
like just poking his eye,
I thought that was funny. I thought the poking of the eye was pretty funny. Like
and then he
it
like
was just
he sees the bombs go down into its
yeah.
stomach. He's like, ah, gross.
But then it just kind of gets like laughed off, and I was like, "Oh well." Okay. Like I thought that would have been like the opportunity for him to like kind of stop them and be like, let's stop and figure out a different way. And that's like changing the way that everything's going. Like if I felt like one of the main themes was supposed to be that Superman will kind of be better, not just because he's stronger, but because he actually looks at both sides of things. So in the war story, in Metamorpho's story, right? Like and even in the Justice Gang story, like he can fix all the things, and you can see him be exhausted and lean on Lois for having to handle all these heavy moral type things that he's like, why do I have to take the hard path? Like, why can't I just do it the easy way like these guys do?
Hmm.
Like, why can't I? Why do I have that? And it's like, well, you're Smallville, you're not Superman,
Mm.
right? And I feel like that could have been like a really
Oh.
good theme to it, and also to kind of counter Man of Steel, like let's have like a no killing Superman, right? And I felt like it was sort of getting there, and then like even at the end, he like fights his clone and throws his clone into like a black hole or whatever the thing
Oh
was, and
yeah.
he like dies, and he's like, "Whew!" I'm like, "Wait, hold on!" Like the whole thing was that you were supposed to be like better, and then you have this kind of confused clone who's sort of turning good for like a fraction of a second, and it's also like your DNA and
Can they ever make the clones look
what?
more like the guy that they're the clone of? Because even when he took the mask off, I'm like, I know it's him, but like it barely even looks like him.
Yeah, well, he's sweaty,
He's
so
supposed to be dumber.
yeah,
Yeah,
they didn't give him a haircut. They like let him be Superman,
like a mohawk.
but no haircut because they couldn't figure out how to cut his hair.
Yeah.
But also, then once you see that that's him and it's like his clone, and like in the end he's like really strong, but like earlier in the movie he was like punching him and like nothing was happening. So it's like I didn't quite understand that either. Like I feel like they should have just gone with the normal clone story that kind of gets Superman out of it, where like the clone is accelerated age wise or something like that. So it's only Superman in his prime for like a week, and then it starts
Ah.
deteriorating and falling apart. And like Luther would have to keep
Ah.
making them, to like
Ah.
like it would have been cooler if Luther was like, all right, this is like the 17th one or something like that. And that's why
Yeah.
we programmed them, because we found that their brains wouldn't develop all the way. So then you don't feel too bad about it like dying, because it's about to die anyway, like or something like that. Or even have it like start to die and like Superman kind of like mourn, like how could somebody do this to like just have him care about everything would be the toughest part, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I think those were just a few like missed opportunities. So when I finished it, I was like, okay, you know. I also didn't like drunk Supergirl and stuff like that. Like I just don't like, again, like is it like an adult, like we've already kind of seen it. Like we've gotten the boys, we've gotten Invincible. Like we can go down the path of like bad behavior with them, right? Like there's already a bunch of complicated stories with Supergirl,
Mm.
right? And maybe they'll get to them, but it just like, oh, she goes to some other planet to be drunk. It's like,
Yeah.
what? It's like it
Why
just
didn't you
seems,
like that?
I don't know. It just, like, for me it was always supposed to be like Supergirl was always more mature than Clark. Like she was older than him,
Uh-huh.
technically, right?
Right.
So when she got there, like she was always way more grounded in Krypton because she lived on Krypton like as an adult or as like a
Oh.
like a
Oh.
teenager.
Oh.
So
Oh. Oh.
so
Right. 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 Not a
so
baby.
where he comes from, Smallville, and he's like, that's all I know, and I know like this video that might we'll get to the video at some point, but the like I know of Krypton and stuff. And she's like, well, you don't even know like half of it. Like that's like a great conflict for them to like be together and kind of be like, you don't know like the how far the science can go and how good
Hmm.
things can be, and
Right.
you're trying to get these ants to this level. Like it would be a good conflict to have her like show up as being like kind of just like a stoner chick who's like drunk. I'm like, okay, like, I mean, I'm like, it's just, I think it's just not my world, like it's just not like the storyline I want to see.
Mhm.
But I get it. It's funny. It was funny the dog jumping on her, and it's like the crunch noises and like stones are breaking. Like they're very rough because they're superhuman. Like I get it. Like it was a good chuckle. But it just wasn't deep enough for me. Like I like a good deep Superman story, like Superman versus
Well,
the
that's
Elite.
what I was like.
Yeah,
Oh, she's like an alcoholic. She like called him bitch. I'm like,
yeah,
she is fucked up. Like she has problems. Like I wonder why.
yeah. I mean, I guess, like I said, it could get expanded further depending on how they explain it. But I don't know. It just
Yeah, I
wasn't. It
don't
was just
think
weird.
it's like played for comedy
Yeah.
because it's not. It's pretty dark.
Oh, it'll be dark.
I think so.
Yeah.
That's why she goes and gets drunk, like flies to other planets.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, but she was in, dude. She was in that Game of Thrones show. The other one,
The
House of the
dragon.
Dragon,
Yeah.
and
I haven't seen it.
she was like the young Targaryen queen. So she was in like 7 episodes, and I thought she was so good. So when they said she was playing Supergirl, I was like, all right,
I
I'd
mean,
like to
she
see more
seems
of
like a
her.
good Supergirl. I'm not saying like she played it well. I mean, it was only like a fraction of a second, but like
Right.
she looks like Supergirl. I'm not like, yeah.
You don't like the train wreck Supergirl.
It just like after not getting enough of a theme from the actual movie to like then have that was like it was just more. It was just too like
I
two
wanted to
guardians for
add
me, you know.
I wanted to add to your mixed themes because at first I was like, okay, this is cool because Lois and Clark are like conflicting, you know, that whole scene where they argue. It's sort
Yeah,
of like two very clear arguments. And I'm like, okay, maybe that's what it's going to be like. But then it was like, and the Justice Gang. And I was like, okay. And then it was like, but then this one member of the Justice Gang, Mr. Terrific. I was like, I was like, they are really setting up a universe in a Superman movie.
yeah,
And I was almost like, I could see where you could be aware of that. Uh, just to the point where it's just like, it's a little all over the place.
yeah. I mean, I thought Mr. Terrific was okay. I mean, I thought he was good, but I guess I've seen other
She's
versions of
fierce.
Um, Mr. Terrific, like where he's more analytical
In,
because he's
in
supposed to
like
be like
animated or in the
yeah,
books?
and like animated and
Oh,
the books,
really?
yeah.
I would like
But
to see him in animation.
yeah, no, he's in like the Justice League Unlimited, and he's in
Really?
yeah, because he takes over for Martian Manhunter when he retires because he's like I need to
Oh,
leave, and he just leaves because he wants to like understand humanity, and so Mr. Terrific takes over and like he handles distributing everybody. Um, but he always has like his spheres, like doing calculations and things like that.
yeah.
But I get that like you might want to put like a bit more of a humor twist on him, because it's like. But I feel like there was kind of everybody had this humor twist, and maybe it could have been funnier if he was like way more serious or funny in like more of a straight way, like kind of like when he did it for like a moment with the spheres where he's like, "Don't mess with my spheres" or something like that. But his like fight scene thing I thought was sort of like unnecessary, like as they're like walking around and it's like whooping whooping, like the spheres are just like hitting everybody. I'm like, okay.
That was Yondu's arrow.
Yeah, it was a Yondu's arrow. Yeah, it just felt like you'd seen it before. I was like, okay, so he's
It was
invincible, I
cool. It was
guess.
a
It was
cool
cool.
song. You kind of like knew you were going to get it when
Yeah,
you got like a glimpse of those balls just kind of floating around. I liked when it was like hacking. She's like, "What are they doing?" He's like, "They're hacking."
yeah, yeah. That was funny. That was good. Like I said, like some of the times I'm like, okay, like I'm gonna let this go because I thought that was funny. But I feel like some of the parts were just overly complicated. Like the pocket universe. I was like, why can't he just have made something that lets you move from one place to another quickly? Like that would be like he made portals,
Right.
right? great.
Yeah, he
Like, but
created a
now
big
it's a
bang.
pocket universe, and within the pocket universe, oops, there's also a black hole. It's like, what? What?
I
Like,
know.
it,
I know. It's weird. The Peacemakers, like, it's that's it's funny. That's like a big part of it,
oh, really?
and
Like
what it can, dude.
the
It's
Peacemaker show?
yeah. It's a month after Superman, and like his dad like left behind this thing that's kind of like what Luther has,
Hmm.
and oh my gosh, it's crazy.
I haven't seen that. I'll have to see it. Yeah.
It's so good. It's so crazy. He even redid, like, at the finale of last season, the Justice League shows up, but they're like mostly silhouettes of Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, but then it was like the real Flash and Aquaman, and they like, and Peacemaker's like, "You're late. We already saved the world. Like
Yeah.
the episode's over." And then Flash and Aquaman like go back and forth. But they like, this season they change it slightly, but it's Superman, but it's David Cornsweet's silhouette. It's it's Guy Gardner, Hawk Girl, Mr. Terrific, and Supergirl. But there are silhouettes. But
Yeah.
Guy Gardner, and Hawk Girl are really there, and they kind of like replace Flash and Aquaman and have like a back and forth little joke. So
Oh,
he like rewrote even like a previously on scene
wow.
just to establish like, okay,
Like you're in this universe.
this is
Yeah.
happening here. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, oh my gosh. It's very Back to the Future 2, sort of,
And so
but also
Peacemaker,
lost season 6.
Peacemaker dies in Suicide Squad, right?
He doesn't die.
Oh, he doesn't die in that.
He
So
survives.
is it after Suicide
Yeah.
Squad? Oh, okay.
Yeah. He gets up from the hospital and he's like, "I'm alive."
Oh,
I think Amanda Waller, like, did something to make him not die, or
gosh.
whatever. He just didn't die, and he gets off and like he's trying to like sneak out, and this janitor, he's like trying to get him to open the door for him or whatever, and the janitor's like, "You're not a superhero." He's like, "Yes, I am. I'm a peacemaker." And he's like, "What are your superpowers?" And he's like, I'm the most accurate marksman in the world, not just with guns." And he's like, "That isn't super. That's just good practice." They're like arguing over like, it's so it, and then but dude, there are some, like, this season, man. Oh my god, there's some hardcore emotional gut punches where like stuff he just, his dad was like a villain. So
Oh
like
man.
growing up, his dad was like brutal, and like some really bad things happened to him. But this like kind of portal thing that he has, he stumbles into like an alternate where that's not the case.
Wow. Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. It's crazy. And Cena's so good. It's like Cena is like, man. Yeah.
I'll have to check it. Yeah.
Peacemaker's cool. That's
Check it.
not for
Yeah.
kids.
No, I wouldn't think that's for kids. But yeah.
No.
Yeah. So I mean, in short, like with Superman, I thought it was. I'm glad it was positive. Um, I'm glad it was like funny at parts. I just feel like it needed just a bit more cohesiveness. It still had that kind of like DC, one scene doesn't really make sense to the next scene, and the plot is way more complicated
A lot happening.
than it need. I'm like, who's
A
controlling
lot of
who, and who's the
unnecessary
president
happening.
of what country, and what is that country trying to do, and which country should I be worrying about, and
I know.
is the black hole going to get out of the thing
Am
as they
I
use it?
wrong for assuming who the good country
Yeah.
is?
Did all those prisoners get out
Because
of
they look like
Luther's
the good
prison?
country, meaning the poor country.
Yeah.
That's the good one, right?
And Luther crying. That was the other thing.
For me, it was there's the argument, the conversation, whatever, the scene in the beginning with Lois and Clark,
Yeah.
and then the scene in the middle when she like gives him hot chocolate, and he like tries to say that he's cool, and he names bands that are like, you know whatever radio bands,
Right. Yeah.
the whole punk rock scene, and even him saying like "I love you," and him not even really even like not like expecting or waiting for her to like say it back. He just kind of was
Right.
just like, I just needed to tell you that. And then he leaves and he like doesn't, he's like, I don't even care about this dog, but he's alone and I gotta go get him. Like I just has, this is just, I gotta go now. And I love that part. And then the last scene, and it was so weird to me because it's so generic
Mm.
and overdone and drawn and animated. But when they fly up and she says, I love you too. And I just think, I don't even think when she says, I love you too, it was just that shot, man, of them floating there. I
Yeah.
was like, I know it's been done a million times, but like they did it great. Like it really looked cool. It looked just as good as you could imitate it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah.
you're going to redo a shot, they redid it like just awesome. And I was like, you know, I was like remember they've been together for like 3 months. Like they just are they're in that new stage,
Right.
that early stage of dating.
Right.
And
But
it
maybe
and
it'd
it
been
just
friends for a while, right? Like,
yeah.
you know.
But like even when you start like, making out, running away, like remember she's like, can I speak with you? And he's like, oh, I'll give you the behind the scenes. And like everyone knows, but everyone's like pretending they don't know.
Yeah. No, I thought their relationship stuff was actually some of the best part of the movie because it was just like
Yeah,
it was like real relationship fights. Like some of the dialogue was like a bit rough in it, but it was at least trying its best to be like this is how they fight. Like you don't know, and then they kind of like you said it had kind of those three parts to it, and where
yeah.
it was like she was kind of his rock while he's like uncomfortable, and he can like argue with her, but it's not like over because he argued with her or anything like that. I thought that was
And
pretty cool.
maybe 100%, and maybe because I didn't know when I was younger, or I just didn't, or that it's just not there. But like to me, no other like Lois and Kal-El, I guess, because he was always like, like he was rarely Clark Kent, the like guy with glasses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was like Clark at home, or like Superman. And I cared about them more, and I saw the like reason for like Lois being in Superman, like at all, other than
Right.
just like the good reporter that was kind of a bitch. It's like, oh, she's the one that like has to show him like, yo, but we are fucked up
Right.
down here. Even though you
Right.
think everybody's awesome,
Right.
we are also messed up, and I need to like second guess everything for us.
Yeah.
So I never like, I don't know if I ever really saw that before. So like obvious.
But definitely not in a movie. Like I
No,
mean,
right. That's what I
the
mean.
Christopher
In a
Reeve
movie for
Lois was
sure.
like, "Am I dreaming? Are you real?" Like it was
Who's got you?
right. Who's got you? But like there was no relationship discussion in that. It was just like we're in love or we're not in love or you kissed me and I forgot. Um, and
And
then
it's like how to portray your public appearance. Like you're, even though Lois was a reporter, like what the newspaper would say about you matters just like what the internet says about you now. And it's like Superman's like a little naive and has to like be a little, a little, I don't know, just he has to, he can't handle all of our like evils,
right.
with his superpowers. There's some that she's got to like navigate for him, or it's just going to be a miserable existence.
Yeah, it reminds me of like the Identity Crisis and Kingdom Come, right? Because it's like in Identity Crisis when it was Elongated Man's wife who dies, and was it her? Yeah, it was Sue
Plastic Man,
Sue Dibney.
Plastic Man.
She was like nobody, like that was the whole point. Like she was like nobody. She just kind of like would make Rice Krispie treats for like everybody, like in the Justice League. Like she wasn't in the comic. Like she was just kind of like there. Um, and she dies like a brutal death. And
Oh,
and so, but like they're showing kind of like after the news breaks that she died, like everybody kind of coming together and like all the couples kind of coming together. So it's like, like Green Arrow and Black Canary and like all the couples are reappreciating each other like in those moments. And I remember like there's like Superman and Lois like together kind of just like sitting there like thinking about like if they like lost one another, and then and then jumping forward or jumping sideways, I don't know which way it goes, but like for Kingdom Come where Lois dies, and Superman just kind of loses it and then won't come back. um like that, like the fact that he like kind of like gave up on everything, like after
that
she
was
was gone,
crazy.
because it was kind of like
That was
his
awesome.
base.
Kills Joker, punches his fist right through him.
And the man who has everything, in the Justice League Unlimited, best episode by far in the whole show. But Superman gets
Ooh,
gets a he gets like this. It actually just kind of start in this. It's basically like a dream for him, but it's like his innermost wish, and it's him, and he's on Krypton, but he's like with like a Lois. It's Lois, but they drew her in a way where it's kind of like Lois and a little bit of Lana. Like if you look at her carefully, like it's not exactly Lois. He calls her Lois,
oh, weird.
it's Lois's voice, but it has like a hint, like her face has a hint of like Lana in it as well,
Red
which is
hair.
kind of weird. Yeah, like a little bit. And then they have a son together, and Crypto's there, and Crypto actually poops on the kitchen floor, um, and he makes his son Van clean it up. Um,
Dookie.
but it's like that's like his like happiest thing. He's like, I'm back on Krypton, but I have like Lois as my wife, and like
Oh, weird.
we have a kid and a family, and like
Right.
I'm a scientist just like my father, but we also like but on Krypton they live like on a farm. Like he's like raising, like he's got crops and stuff like on
Oh, like
Krypton. So he's
Kansas.
got like,
Wow.
it was so good.
That's cool.
But yeah, gosh, I miss those. But yeah, it, and I think in what do you call, like this movie was a lot like Superman versus the Elite, because it had like it did a lot of the same stuff. It had the robots, it had Lois, and Lois was kind of making fun of how Superman fit into the world, or that he's too safe, and the world's too dangerous.
Hmm.
And it was in that movie, it's kind of more, he kind of gets hurt by the fact that she thinks that his good faith in humanity like can't possibly work. He's like, if he's like, if you don't believe in me, if you don't believe I can do it, and like everyone
Uh,
else is saying I can't do it, then maybe I should just stop. Like maybe
mm,
maybe it's just over. He's like, because I don't want to continue on in like a world where
right.
it's not okay. Like kind of like the theme they had in this, where it's like, I want kindness to be the, what was it? What was the
The
line?
cool thing, the punk rock, the new punk rock.
The new punk rock, right? So it was kind of like that. Of course, I feel like he did a better job in that, establishing that theme, because he could show like how far he could actually go if he wanted to,
Hmm.
but he doesn't.
Yeah. With the lasers and the spinnings and the
But
twirlies.
he faked,
Punching the
he left
seatbelt.
Lois in the dark too. So at the end, he's like, what did you think? Did you think, were you worried? And he's like,
Oh, yeah.
she's like, for a split second I was, but not, but then I didn't think you could actually do it. It was crazy.
when that thing was going down his like throat and in his eyes and in his ears, I was like, this is suffocating me. I can't see
Yeah,
it.
that was
It
really
was
claustrophobic.
brutal.
Yeah.
I was like, get it out. And I was like, oh, this is great. He's just going to slam into Earth and break her.
I was kind of worried that the slamming into Earth would also cause problems.
That's what I was thinking.
Right? Like
I was
it's
like,
like
wow,
yeah, you're gonna get everything off, but also um,
earthquakes and
like Earth can't.
tsunamis.
It was basically like what Ultron was planning.
Yes.
Superman was about
Yes.
to do.
Yeah.
They do that in
Uh-huh.
some of the movies though too, like where he's like fighting somebody, and I'm like, get out of the city, please. You know,
Yeah.
like they're like, we'll just throw everybody through buildings; it'll be
I
much
know.
better. I'm like, just
No.
go.
There's like fields and
Yeah,
mountains and
yeah. Even in Philly, like
emptiness.
there's farmland. Very like you can get there.
Emptiness.
Like just take a jump.
Smash that up.
See where we're at. All right, how you feeling?
I'm caving a little, brother.
Okay,
I may have to
we can come back and we just have two of the
save
read
these.
things. We can save them.
Lunchtime, the Punisher.
They're misleading.
I bet.
All right, yeah, no, we'll pick it up next time. We did a
All
lot of
right.
reviews.
Yeah, man. Great show, though. Great talk.
We'll. All right.
Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Is this really loud?
No,
Hello, hello, hello. We'll
sounds
see you
good to
next
me.
week. We gotta go.